right?
I'm actually going to turn it up a little bit. You guys are still in the Oasis. Because you just did a thing, as you recall. I'll remind everybody anyways, but... Yes. Alright, I'm turning on my camera. There we go. Here I am.
Have we taken a long breath?
No. You have ended combat like 10 seconds ago, as of where we ended last adventure.
And Gus is like pretty much dead.
And I'm a toad.
And you are a toad, my friend.
And
yeah, you are.
Sylvan is a toad.
Justin's a freaking toad.
He's a toad. If I've ever seen a toad, it's Justin right now.
I've seen a couple toads in my life.
Which was a lot of confusion because I remember looking up the rules for Giant Frog and being very confused at a certain point.
Common misconception, highly offensive.
Which is our bad. Allie, what up? Welcome back.
I've never seen a triggered toad before until last week when we triggered a toad.
That's right. So
you were there, you know.
I was there. I'm gonna grab my notebook here. Here it is. I've got my dice here. I've got my players, but I would love to do a roll call. I can see 3 of you, so I'll just make sure that Luis and my Faja are both here. Yes. Luis,
they're playing hard. They're playing hard to get.
I'm here on my phone. I'm turning on my computer.
Big D.
Amy Proto, you there? I'm gonna take a crack at it and say he's not there.
That's concerning.
What do you guys think?
I'm going with you. I'm thinking that he isn't here. It sounds like.
Oh, I thought you were going with me.
Some technical difficulties.
I became him.
Hey Dave.
Senor Davide.
Senor DeVito.
I like that. That's good. I like that about you.
Well, you know me.
I do. Your name is you.
Not where I was going with that, but I wouldn't call that inaccurate. Justin, I like your nails. They match Danny's.
Thanks.
You look tired today, bro. Are you good?
Too.
What?
You look tired today, bro. Are you good?
I'm very high.
Okay, you're not tired, then you're just high. That works out.
The boy is baked as a snake.
Snake as
I
a
did all
baker.
of my car errands today because last time I got in my car, it was like, hey, I'm about to explode. So I did all of the things it needed. And when they took my car, because they needed a part, so they had to like wait for an hour. There was a dispensary right across the street. I was like, well, that's kind of destiny.
I see how it went.
I'm being rewarded by God. So.
That was a proper transition then to being baked.
Yeah.
Congrats on the costume win. You guys deserved it.
Thank you. It was so exciting. It was so hype. But I tell you, we were screaming.
I bet.
Either way, I'm proud of all of you. You did great.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, is there he is.
I got the dice going. We're good.
Leo, baby.
Big D. I heard you.
Yeah.
I'm hearing myself from somebody right now.
It might be Big D.
Camping me. I'm on push to talk.
Okay.
I'm not hearing it anymore, so.
I think that you were just holding the button a little bit longer is all.
Hey, leave it, you. Stop licking the couch.
But that's all good.
What are you licking the couch for? Goofy dog.
I'm cool. Luis, are you live? Are you back?
Hello.
There he is.
I'm up.
There he is. All right.
Justin looks baked as a snake.
Yeah, for real. Fucking smashing Chips Ahoy.
Smashing down some Chips Ahoy. A little bit sweaty in the face. Eyes glazed over.
Oh, man. In true druidic form, Justin has just become even more one with the trees.
He's so one with the trees, he inhaled them.
I'm not sure if that counts.
He's got a whole manzanita tree in his lungs.
Yes.
I've been considering making Sylvan a carnivore because eating plants would be like an offense. So he's just pure carnivore.
That's funny. Although you're sort of eating plants by proxy at that point, because
I know, right? So
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure out I have to work out the morality of it first.
all right. Well,
That sounds like a problem for many more Chips Ahoy cookies.
when you
later.
when you
We'll
get
figure
that
that
out,
out
let me
later.
know.
We'll figure it out later.
Yes, as you guys recall, most recently, at the very end of rescuing one vampire princess, whatever she was, named Serena. Yep. At the bottom of the vampiric mansion, which had appeared mysteriously in the oasis, you guys ended up getting ambushed by, what were their names? Vosh and Misty. By Vosh and Misty, who had turned out to be agents looking to assassinate Gust. They chose to do so in a way that didn't make a lot of sense, and you beat basically both of them to a pulp. Misty is outright dead, and Vosh is on his last breath here. He was most recently being stabilized by Amy Proto for questioning. So, Luis, I assume that means you'll just jump from Vosh to Ezra as appropriate, or that depends on how the game goes, I would assume.
That sounds great.
All right. Because you're playing both of those characters, and they're both canon here, sort of.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Vosh is still alive, though, correct?
Vosh is, Misty is not. Misty, as you recall, got mauled to shit
Murdered.
by
Murdered to
yes.
death. By
Murdered
by,
to death.
Yes.
by Haleth.
Haleth went sicko mode on
Yeah.
Misty's
Oh, he said the thing.
which was all well and fine. That's very cool. And that basically is where you have it. You currently, who is it? Vosh is being restrained by the High Toad. The High Toad
High
Sylvan.
toad. not high in a status manner. Just far above her.
I felt there was a little bit of both, yeah. And
That was great.
yep. And everybody else was closing in on Vosh. I don't have that combat map from last week because I figured this would be sort of more RPE anyways as we get ready to get on the main crux of this adventure, which is the journey to the Freljord.
Yard.
You, I do believe you misspelled Freljord again, but that's fine.
Freljord?
No, it's Freljord.
Freljord. Oh my gosh. How do I do this every time?
Well, you know, it's only because I'm here to correct you. Otherwise, you'd be right.
I know. I just can't be right ever. That's the problem. Everybody hold the phone. Your boy's Sysdelxic and can't spell.
Baddie
Slut.
alert.
The man's less distic.
It's all good. Being Sysdelxic has its advantages.
We don't know what they are just yet, but it does have its advantages.
Freljord. Anyways, yes, the journey to the Freljord. So, with that said, what are you guys doing with Vosh here? He is currently unconscious, but stabilized by Amy Proto.
Alright, my suggestion, we drag him and ourselves back to our ship, go in the cabin part, shut the door. Normally, vampires have to be invited into a structure, and they don't like to cross water, so a structure in water seems like a good place to wait till the sun comes up. Then we find out if he takes his mansion and bails or not.
I mean, probably hightail it soon. We should just load him up and hightail it because I think that Ezra and Gallia were only gonna stick around for a couple days for us. So it's kind of let's just I want to show up when they show up so that we can keep them.
This is the morning that the Freljordian ship is prepared to depart. You got an extra like 2 days of them sticking around off of Sylvan turning into a bear and a lot of intimidation checks. They agreed to stick around for a couple days. And this morning, which for you guys right now it's about 1 a.m., at like light, they're supposed to be leaving, which is in about 5 hours.
Because we had to get the diddler first.
Well, he wasn't. He was, he was a vampire, not a diddler. But
Me-
yeah.
You're splitting hairs.
I want to go collect the goblin weaponsmith. Apparently left some stuff in the storage room. I want to go back and collect that and anything useful I can steal out of the diddler's shop, and or take, not steal. We were owed it for the use of our likeness, and I guess meet you at the ship, and then I guess we'll try to follow them out.
I would like to go over. Is Misty's dead body somewhere in the street still?
Yeah, no one. The Haleth is just like standing on top of it, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna
making sure it's dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Haleth kind of jump off of him, or Misty, yeah, him, and I'm gonna just try to find his contract on his body, like it's like the paper that told him that he's okay to do this and travel around. I want to find any kind of insignia that he might be carrying, just identifiers to say that he didn't succeed with his bounty.
Roll an investigation for me.
Sure. I rolled a... What was my modifier? I rolled a 9.
Okay.
Which should be okay-ish, considering I probably know what to look for.
Insignia? He doesn't wear any, like, rings or, crazy, like, dog tags or anything else like that, but he does have a tattoo. Just under, like, the shirt line at the base of the neck. That just looks like an eye with a dagger around it. Or not around it, but through it. So picture like a dagger and an eye like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the demarkable insignia that you find as far as anything. I'll make sure to make like a quick, paint picture that I can put in the Discord to pin later. And as far as contracts, he does not carry a specific contract or orders on him. This is Misty.
Vash might have it then. Got you. Can I cut the insignia off his neck?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll make sure I have a weapon that I can do that with. I do.
If this is anything like scalping, we're really bad at it.
It's different. So it's different to scalp something to try and use it to create than to see a tattoo this size and know that you want to chunk off enough meat to make sure the tattoo stays in place. If that makes sense to everybody.
I'm gonna look up and ask. Does anybody have a knife on them?
I have a knife, but I'm an expert artist. I can just copy that too onto a piece of paper.
I want his neck flesh. I know this isn't the only time that I'm going to have these guys coming after me. I already know it. If they send one group and they fail, they're going to send more groups to finish the job. And when I show up on their door to reclaim my spot as leader of the Crimson Curtain, I want to just throw a bunch of neck meat on the table and be like, you fucking failed, guy.
It's pretty fucking nasty, actually.
I mean, they started it.
Are you gonna preserve the neck meat, or
like neck jerky?
Flesh?
Yeah, I'll salt it to preserve it.
I could give you a recipe.
I have a recipe for a delicious neck meat stew. No, Sylvan, thank you.
Never tried
This
it.
sounds disgusting, but you can take my knife.
All right, I'm gonna take your knife and just get a good old chunk out of his neck.
Yeah, all right.
Campbell's chunky neck soup.
And then I'm gonna
go and add neck chunk to your inventory there.
Yeah, I'm literally doing that.
With parentheses tattoo.
And then I'm gonna look at the blade covered in blood, and I'm gonna wipe it on my pant leg and hand it back to her.
All right.
I want the knife back.
Yeah, I gave it back to you.
Well, there's no use standing around here in the alley. Let's take off.
Is everyone in agreement with Amy's plan? Amy said that she basically put the task on you. She was like, you guys take Misty back to Vash back to that ship, put him in, and she's like, and I'm also going to go take care of some stuff.
Yeah, once I got what I need from Misty, I don't need anything any longer. So I'm gonna head to the boat. I know these vampires are still out and about, and I don't want them to get a second strike after they see that we're burning down their house. So
okay. It is literally on fire.
No, it's actually on fire. Mm-hmm. Like I know that Amy was like, we should make sure that their house disappears. I'm like, well, their house is disappearing one way or another. It's just a matter as if it leaves this like realm, the pocket dimension.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna head back to the boat.
I would like to stay and watch the house burn for a bit, and then when townsfolk come by, I'm gonna tell each of them like a different story about what happened. Like if a kid comes by, I'm gonna say they didn't do their homework.
It's pretty unlikely that any townsfolk will come by because it's 1 a.m. You lit a house on fire that's not supposed to exist like 30 feet back in what is technically a pocket dimension, and they usually don't come out till sun's up, which is when the boat is supposed to be leaving.
I'm gonna sit and wait anyway.
All right. Are you gonna do that stealthily?
Yeah.
Okay, roll me a stealth check. Roll me a stealth check. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Totally convincing.
All right. Sylvan, you're currently a giant toad with a prisoner in tow.
24.
All right. I'll make note of that. What is your intention? Do you intend to be the one just dragging the body to the ship?
Yeah. I'll just, kind of backpedal.
All right. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Unless I can carry him. I don't know if I can carry him in my mouth without him being dissolved by my stomach acid.
How much do you care?
I mean, I wouldn't want him to die. I'm not looking for a snack.
Right. But how much do you care? I'm asking for like, would Toad Sylvan be like, fuck it, on the back, or would Toad Sylvan be like, you're already here, and just like this, like, just make your way through town?
Oh, I could do that, yeah. As long as I'm not actively digesting him, if that's possible, I just carry him in my mouth.
Shabs, thank you for gifting that sub to Wayne there. Okay.
Oh, thanks.
Right.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Danny, I think you're rolling with the wrong character. You may have been +5 either way, but it says Zard. Is that a different?
Thank you for gifting that sub to Justin.
That was from the one shot when Justin and I were two halflings in a trench coat. My bad. Let me switch back to
You guys
Ruru.
were so adamant to make sure. And Shabs, how many subs are you gonna? It's insanity.
Yeah. I'll gift what I want.
Thanks, Shab.
I am. We're just gifting each other subs to our stream. It's beautiful in a way.
Man.
It's beautiful in a way.
My mans.
Any whoozy doozies. Vash, you're unconscious in a toad mouth, so we don't have a lot of buy-in or options for you currently. You do wake up and see, like, because it takes about 45-ish minutes to walk down to the ship. Oh, it'll take an hour to get from the bottom of the oasis to the ship anyway, because the trip from the oasis to the docks.
Are they going with me?
Yes.
Should only take 30 minutes. We're in the desert, correct?
Sure. We said that we were going to talk about favored terrain when it was a city in the terrain versus actually being in the terrain. I don't care. I'll just give it to you. That's not something I care about. So yeah, it'll take you guys 1 hour because it was an hour and 45-minute trip from top of the oasis to bottom of the oasis to docks. So that'll be docked in half to what's an actual half of an hour and 45 minutes. Is it like
52 and a half?
52 and a half minutes? Let's call it an even 50 because you were hustling.
I mean, it's the oasis. We should know our way around a little bit.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. So you spare an hour doing that or whatever and make it to the ship. Where are you putting him when you get onto the ship?
I guess I'll carry him downstairs.
Throw him in the brig.
There is a brig.
We have a brig.
Yeah,
It's a sloop.
I'll throw his ass in the brig.
All right.
Spit him out.
Haleth kind of nudges you. Do you go back to frog or back to human form at a certain once you throw him in the brig?
I'll beckon Haleth to follow me down the way.
Yeah.
And then I'll turn back into an elf as we're walking.
Right. Because he wants to stand guard on the prisoner. He's like, that guy was pretty dangerous. Probably going to want someone watching him, right? And the shady little mouse man in the corner is like, I can watch him.
Oh yeah, we have
I don't mind.
Peter Pettigrew.
We have a were-rat, right?
Yes.
What was his name again?
William.
Amy knows. Yep.
What was it, Amy?
William. He's William.
I wrote that down somewhere. I don't see it.
I believe that was the new given name from Amy as well to predict his identity.
Yep. Did you guys hear me? Am I being heard?
Yep, we hear you.
Okay.
Yep.
And we're paying William, correct? He's a hired hand?
He's my staff member. Yes, I am paid.
Okay.
So say.
I mean, but this is essentially my prisoner. I wouldn't consider him any obligation of you guys, right? He wasn't attacking any of you, right? He's being stowed on
I
the
don't
ship.
know why we're keeping him. We can just throw him overboard.
Well, I want to talk to him when he comes to.
You know,
Once
he
we're
may
out
have a
at
good
sea.
point about why he was hunting you. I'm down to see what he has to say.
Yeah, I was gonna offer to pay for him to be security for my prisoner. I didn't want to impose on Amy.
If there's like a leaflet or a pamphlet that your pursuers have, maybe we could understand why they're hunting you. Maybe we agree.
Well, I'm not there yet, so I can't discuss it with you. So
That's
you
fair.
can either ask him politely, offer him some money, or come up with another plan.
Yeah, I'll just ask him. I'll ask him politely if he can watch over this guard for me till Amy gets on the boat.
Who, William?
Yep.
So you're choosing William over Haleth in this regard?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask Haleth, what do you think?
Haleth's like, the dude smells shady.
I agree, buddy.
Well, why don't you keep watch on William?
Haleth gets a big grin, and William starts sweating a bullet or two. He's like, "Great idea, Dad."
Just joking, William.
Say rats are friends, not food, Haleth.
He gives you a really confused look. He's like, "Are you sure? I eat rats all the time."
I'm gonna say, yeah, buddy. This rat's our friend. All right, he's one of us for the time being.
If you mess with him, you're gonna have to deal with Amy. So
I'm not one to get between Amy and a hired hand. So.
Haleth is like, she does have big guns. I don't really want to mess with that.
Oh, sure. And she is not afraid to use them, Haleth. And she doesn't sleep.
To take away my staff.
So and she doesn't sleep. So a lot of things to think about, Haleth.
LaRue, did you come for this, or where'd you go?
I was roasting marshmallows.
Oh, that's right. No, you did tell me. I apologize. You definitely said that you were just waiting around by the thing, and you were all checking everything. Yeah. So no, Haleth is gonna wrap up you two in a hug, one on each arm, and lift you both up. Now that he's 7 feet tall, he's like, "You're the best dads. You're the best adopted dads ever. I don't know what I would do without you." And his grip is tough. He does not know his own strength yet.
Yes, love you too. Yes.
Can you put us down?
All right, and he drops you because he forgot how tall he was, and both of you were like,
it's like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, I mean, you landed on your feet, but you were off the ground by about yay much when he was hugging.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey, look, Dad is not in any condition to be manhandled right now. Dad needs a good rest.
You do each have your own quarters on the ship. It's not big, but you do all have your own spaces that currently are equipped with hammocks.
Oh, that's nice.
So there are 6 total little quarters that are all equal sizes. There is one captain's quarters, which no one has technically claimed yet. Right now, it's what is Amy Proto's workshop is the captain's quarters. Which I apologize, I still haven't created an understairs yet, so you can see all of it. So
yeah,
bear with me for right now for all that, because I've been working on the Freljord. But yeah, so
something we could do later.
Just letting you know in case you want to go start your rest now, or because you guys are
I'm not ready to start my rest, but I want it soon for sure.
Yeah. And LaRue, most interestingly to you, let's see if I still have that up. I don't think I do. I don't have the Meeply up anymore either. Anyways, most interestingly to you, where you're sitting up in the oasis, right outside, where you've got a pretty good vantage point on where you would have to come in to make it back to the vampire mansion, as you can see 3 bats all like fly. They all 3 come down together and there's this like black puff of like a little bit sparkly smoke, and standing in front of you, you can see 3 very tall figures, each hooded and cloaked in black, looking particularly vampiric. I'll pull up a picture for you real quick here.
On our boat?
No, this is where she's hiding out. Yes. This is where she's hiding out in front of the vampire stuff. You guys are doing boat stuff.
Boat stuff, boat stuff.
Boat, boat, boat.
Boat, 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 boat. Yes. The middle looks very much like this.
Nosferatu.
What a square.
The 2 beside him, there's 1 male, 1 female, both tall for their respective, what you assume they look like some sort of like vampire elves, if that makes sense. Just very pale looking elves, gray long hair. You've seen a drow or 2 in your time. They don't look like dark elves, just like elves who've been turned vampirically. But they both do have this like long silver hair, long black cloaks, and you can tell by the way their cloaks are poking out that they are just armed to the teeth. And all 3 of them land, and they walk their way into where the mansion is at, and you can hear this, what, and who? And you can hear like the pitter-patter of each of them beginning to run, as you can see smoke is billowing from the top of the mansion that you've recently lit on fire.
I love this song. The song of vampires whose house is burned down.
I see.
I'm like high-fiving Petit Lau, but like very stealthily.
Okay.
Did they say anything else, or do they look like they're leaving? Also, you said 3. None of them was the diddler or my like goth girlfriend, right?
No. This is by context from last game, which you may have forgot. This sounds like it's probably Serena's father and his 2 bodyguards who had been down here to visit his boss.
I forgot that the bodyguards were also vampires.
Oh yeah.
Well, this seems like a job well done to me. Seems like a closed book. I'm gonna fuck off.
All right.
Pretty stonks decision.
Amy.
I probably should wait to see if they actually leave, because I feel like Amy will ask me that later. So maybe I should stick around. Okay, I'll stick around and I'll like play some rock, paper, scissors with Petit Lau while we're waiting. Okay. The only problem is her hands are not opposable, so it's a little difficult.
True. They're just little G.I. Joe combat chopper hands. What's the Kung Fu grip hands? The question is for you. You've waited here for an hour. You know it'll take about 2 hours to get back to the ship for you, and that the ship is leaving in 4 hours. So how long are you willing to wait?
Oh, I'm gonna risk it. I'll risk it for the biscuit.
Like till the last second?
I mean, they're totally gonna wait for me. I'm like the favorite party member.
Okay.
I'm gonna risk it.
Okay. After about...
I want to wait until I see the house disappear. If the house disappears earlier, then I'm heading off to the...
Okay, well, that's what I wanted to know. And about not even maybe a half hour, 45 minutes, hard to tell. Roll me a perception check.
Ooh, not good. You know what? I'm gonna use a luck point. I still got 2 of those.
Still have 2 from what?
Okay, 15.
2. You still have inspiration dice from what?
I still have 2 luck points.
From what?
I have the
I
lucky
can't remember.
feet.
Okay, there we go.
I have the lucky feet.
That's what I wanted to hear.
I'm hoping that we'll take a long rest on the boat. I fucking hope. 15.
15. Yes. It's a little bit more sudden than you thought it would be, because as you were down here, doing whatever you do with Petite LaRue when you guys are alone, you felt like in your peripheral you could see something shift, almost like a glimmer. Something was just different, and when you looked to visibly inspect, it was just back to normal. Everything. There was no longer a large crevice, no longer darkness over the sky. The entire side of that canyon wall was just back where it's supposed to be.
I'm gonna turn to Petit LaRue and be like, did you see that? Did you see that?
See what? All I saw was your pretty face, Big LaRue.
Petit shoes, je t'adore. And then we're gonna walk hand in hand. We're gonna be like skipping. She's obviously way off the ground. I'm just sort of holding her while she's wildly swinging, and we're gonna skip to the shipyard.
Petite LaRue's right arm falls off.
Don't you fucking do this to me.
Petite LaRue's right arm fell off.
I am going to fall to the ground and be like, Petit LaRue, are you okay?
Oui, I'm okay. Oui. And she's like, Petite LaRue's doll face is smiling. You can see some of her hairs have fallen out.
Petit LaRue. What's happening?
Nothing. I'm Petite LaRue.
Do you feel okay? Your arm, your hair?
Oui.
I'm gonna bundle her up.
Okay.
I know where Amy went, right? To the shop?
Gun shop and toy store.
I am using every bonus action dash I have on the double. Fuck the ship. Petit LaRue.
Okay. Amy, at the point in time LaRue's running for you, you finished up what you were doing about an hour ago. So all I'm looking for from you is what kind of stuff were you looking for?
Basically anything not nailed down I can fit in the bag of holding goes in there, and I'll sort it out later.
All right, add a bunch of salvageable, useful Amy shit then. Cool. To your inventory.
Are there still a bunch of leftover dolls in the
several
toy shop?
Yeah.
Yeah, I collect all of that. Hell, I take loose pieces of wood if I can break them free, because we don't have much to build with on the ship.
Okay. Yeah, you're grabbing I assume you're just like hacking and just grabbing everything that you can and like the time that you have to take it with. The only very, very interesting thing of note in the Goblin Arms Shop, which has been closed for a while, is that you do notice that... Do you remember I was telling you games ago, there was that giant, like, Blunderbuss pistol?
Yeah, I remember. And it was going to a farm.
It was going to a farm with the initials GP. You do find a statement, like a bank statement, with the Goblin Workshop's like account balance drawn out, like there's all these ledgers that say he owes X money to X money to X money to, and it's all to GP, and there's a bunch of threatening letters and stuff like that saying he's going out of business. There's nothing you can do. All things along the lines, very like threatening letters, all initial GP as well.
Well, we're leaving, so I guess it won't matter for a long time, but I grab them.
Okay. Do you head straight back to the ship when you're done with that?
Affirmative.
All right. LaRue, by the time you make it to the... You spent, an hour and a half-ish or whatever sneaking and being sneaky outside of the mansion, and then a little bit more time waiting to see if they disappeared or what happened. By the time you get to that gun shop and the toy shop, Amy's gone. You can just see that it's been completely looted.
Petit LaRue.
She, like, you can see that she's, like, some of her hairs are falling out. You act like the arm finally broke off this time, but she she does not know that she's ailed in any way.
Small suit.
Does more hair come out as she pets the head?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, like every time you're like doing stuff to her, like think of like Cynthia from Rugrats. Like
yeah,
how
dude,
every time like yeah, more stuff is happening.
There's 3 hairs coming out of me.
Mm-hmm. It's not that bad yet. It's just like right now we've lost an arm and a few hairs. Like a couple patches, I guess, would be appropriate.
Well, all I can do is then race back to the ship. I just kind of assumed I would have taken the way that I thought Amy would have gone, but I'll just keep going trying to find Amy.
Yeah, I would assume that you would go the way you would think she would go as well. You guys have done a lot of stuff to and from ship here in the Oasis.
But I didn't run into her?
No, because she's like 2 hours ahead of you.
Okay.
Well, hour and a half, hour ahead of you. You run into her. Yeah, Amy, like by the time basically you were like, okay, I need to go find Amy, and made your way there, she was like, okay, that's all the stuff. I'll go back to the ship. Like, you see how it was like... But you guys will all make it back to the ship. Amy first, LaRue and Petite LaRue second, Vosh already in the brig. And what are Sylvan and Gust doing?
Gus is like sitting on the side of his cot talking to Haleth, kind of just giving him just a little bit of verbal training, also giving him accolade for his achievement in combat. We succeeded. Just classic bolstering his self-image as a child would want.
Yeah.
And also critiquing him, but in a way that wouldn't. Obviously, like I said, the main idea is to bolster his self-image. So I'm explaining like, hey, you did a great job. You took that enemy out with the ferocity that we love to see. But you can't treat everybody like that. I saw you eyeballing the rat, and the rat's our friend.
I think you and I really need to have a conversation with Haleth. Perhaps about that rage there of pulling out the heart and eating it.
I like that.
He did. He ate.
But
I forgot he ate the heart.
It's important to remember why he was entrusted to us, so that he wouldn't end up with Rengar.
Right.
Yes,
and that was already his very first kill. He's exhibiting extremes. I think it's good to encourage him, but we also need to train him in humility.
Right. So we're talking to him while they're coming back to the ship. Mm-hmm. We're both having a conversation with them, complimenting his achievement in combat, but like I said, critiquing him and telling him, hey, you were ferocious, but you gotta tone it down in some places, kind of thing.
All right.
And whatever Sylvan has to say as well is obviously important because it's 2 different perspectives of teaching this child.
I love that for you guys particularly because you've got this streetwise ex-criminal Air Ganassi who knows more than he should and is very, very combat and tactical savvy, and you've also got Sylvan, literally the tree hugger, tree talker, animal lover, shapeshifter, chill bro type dude. You got both of those perspectives giving Haleth, the dad talk. It really is a lot.
But we're not disagreeing.
It's a lot like having 2 gay dads, and it's literally like the bear and the I don't know. You get where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah. So I just like that. It's nice to think of you all in like Haleth's hammock, like for story time before he goes to sleep.
Right.
There is something else though, Haleth. I was trying to train you in stealth. After what I've seen tonight, that is not your strong suit. But I see what is. So I'm going to change the test.
Does he seem sad to hear that he can't be trained in stealth?
It's not David, this isn't that same campaign. Yeah, no, he feels disheartened because he feels he's in that awkward phase when you're going through puberty and your body's just bigger than it's supposed to be and you feel awkward. And he's like, I used to be really stealthy until I got these giant muscles, and you can see that he's just getting more and more muscular by the day as he's growing up so quickly. So he is frustrated that he doesn't feel as stealthy as he's supposed to be.
I'll pat him on the shoulder and say, "Don't worry, buddy. When the time comes, we'll teach you how to be stealthy too. But listen to your father."
I'm going to grab him by the shoulders, and I'm going to say, right now you don't need to worry about stealth. They see you coming, they go the other way.
True, it's fact.
And I want to see just how strong you are, and I'm going to back away, and as I do, I'm going to cast Bark Skin on myself, and I'm going to turn into a wild bear. It's been an hour by this point, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to, or a brown bear, and I'm going to say, show me what you can do.
You just want him to roll a melee attack at you?
I want to spar with him.
Okay. All right.
As they're sparring, you can see that Gus is starting to just feel all the discomfort, the adrenaline's wearing off, and he's gonna say, "Sylvan, please take this elsewhere. I need my rest." At this point, Gus is gonna pretty much pass out.
Haleth's like, yeah, let's go upstairs. Let's do it upstairs.
All right.
So the scene that I'm about to paint is the scene that Amy Prota will walk up to. As you guys are walking up back above deck, Haleth is going to say, like, you want me to go all out?
Don't rip out my heart and eat it.
He's like, no.
But let's see it.
All right. As you two square up across, Haleth lets out this ferocious cry. You can see all of his muscles get a little bit bigger. The hair, everything gets a little bit more. Everything about him looks more ferocious. Eyes turn this bright red. It almost looks like his canines get longer as he goes into his rage.
Yikes.
All right. And he is going to use his special ability, which is Bull Rush of the Cat.
Oh boy.
Or Cat's Bull Rush. I can't think of a cooler name for it yet. But basically, he runs and I'll call it Pounce. Pounce is way better. That makes way more sense. So he's gonna cast Pounce, which is just a melee attack roll made at speed. All right, where he attempts to totally flip you over and grapple you, basically get you prone on your back in one attack. So
wow.
Go ahead and roll an opposed grapple with me.
Nat one.
I also rolled a natural one.
Like father, like son.
Oh my god. And literally he comes running, pounces completely over you as you thought he was going to do the usual claw and burrow down for the hit. He goes straight over you. He will fall prone behind you. Amy Prota, you are currently walking up to see what appears to be a bear made out of bark fighting Haleth atop the ship. That makes it your turn, Sylvan.
All right.
He is prone and within like 20 feet, within 15 feet of you. Sorry.
I'm gonna let him get up.
Okay. He's like, he's just so angry that missed. The rage is totally fueling him at this point. But he's faced to you now.
I'm gonna get about 30 feet away, and I'm just gonna nod.
Oh, like come again?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna use this dragon for that one. I'm gonna use a tree for you again. I'm just painting this real quick. You said 30 feet? 5, yeah. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Well, he can only do that once a day, so he's just going to move as fast as he can. He's gonna do his double attack. Ooh. Okay, let me look up Haleth's stats again real quick. Advantage on strength checks and saving throws, plus 2 melee damage. There we go. That's what I wanted to know. And he's got plus 7 to hit. So a 26 and 22.
Those will hit.
Okay, both do?
Yeah.
All right, these are both his claws. Neither of them was his teeth, as this is a claw attack in his rage. The first is 18. The second is 12.
Wow.
And after he gets you with those 2 claw attacks, he reels back to go for his big bite and just keels over exhausted. Just falls completely back, exhausted. Immediately, everything shrinks back to normal size. He's breathing heavily. He's completely unconscious.
Have we already, like, we've rested by this point, right?
No.
Not still...
I'm resting because I'm like nearly dead.
Oh.
All this is taking it out of me. I need the rest at this point.
I thought an hour had passed.
That wouldn't be a rest anyways. That would just be an hour passing.
Unless you're resting, it's a short rest.
Yeah, which it wasn't a short rest because you guys were actively trying to teach Haleth how to be a man and stuff.
You men now.
All right. I guess that I thought it was an unofficial rest. Yeah. Okay. Time for bed.
Oh. He's unconscious. He's just passed out right there. He's pretty heavy.
Pick him up and drag him. Mama bear.
Well, I was gonna say, while you're still in bear form, you can do that.
Yeah.
Sylvan the Wood Elf probably could not.
No, I could not. But...
Okay, Amy. So you, like I said, you showed up to that whole scene. LaRue, you're like running, coming up right behind that. You're now aboard ship as well.
So I'm there with Amy.
See.
Amy, you gotta help. Petite LaRue, I don't know what's happening, but her arm's falling off and her hair's falling out, and I got really attached. I can't do this, Amy.
Okay.
Romantic, or do something. I'm gonna jump off the ship. I swear to fucking God, I'm gonna jump off the goddamn ship.
Okay, calm down, LaRue. How about, since you seem somewhat energetic, and if I remember right, you kind of know how to sail a ship, why don't you give me Petite LaRue? I'll go in my workshop, put her arm back on, and see what I can figure out. And since we got to cast off in like a couple hours, why don't you start doing what you can to get us ready to sail? Because I think it might have to be you, me, and my man William who pulls out of the dock this morning.
Gus is going to be resting, otherwise he'd help. He's proficient in sailing as well.
Yeah, I know, but I don't see you anywhere, so I assume you're dead or asleep.
Dead or asleep.
You send your little rat man to give me updates every 10 fucking minutes on Petite LaRue's state, because I swear to God, if she breathes her last little Barbie life and I'm not there to hold her tiny little hand with no opposable fingers, I am taking you off the ship with me.
The plot thickens, boys.
It's a little over the top.
I really like Petite LaRue.
Yeah, you like her more than your entire party you've been bonding with over the last months.
I'm a raging narcissist and I have an actual mini-me? Why?
No, we all ask ourselves why.
It does look like her.
For different reasons. Like, I ask myself, why did the DM give you the tools to be a masterful narcissist? But here we are. Alas, here we are.
I'm going to delicately hand Petite LaRue to Amy. I'm going to whisper her and tell her that it's going to be okay, that she still looks very pretty, that she should just rest for a little while, and we're just going to make her some new outfits and fix her up, and that I'll be back with her very shortly after Auntie Amy takes her in for a little touch-up.
Okay.
But I say it in French.
Okay.
Then I'm going to go ahead and start getting the ship ready, because that's something I know how to do.
All right. You can see that the Freljordian ship is also making ready to set sail. I would imagine it might feel a little bit odd knowing that 2 of your party members are on that ship and in the brig. One of them, at least. You don't know exactly how Ezra is being treated on that ship, but it is, I'm sure, to you guys, odd to know that this is the first time you've set sail on the Rainbow Kitten without those 2 party members. It's for those that are above deck, you can feel that the energy that Ezra gives when Ezra was there saying he was the captain and this was happening and this is how you do that. That voice just isn't there, and you notice you feel a little bit tired as Galio's helping hands just aren't around to move stuff. Everything is all on you now. But nonetheless, the ship does get prepared, ready to go, and almost just like when you follow someone out of a parking lot, as the Freljordian ship gets ready to start moving, so do you, and you are on your way up to the Freljord. The journey will take a good, decent while. It actually is about 5 days by ship to get up to the frozen north. Fortunately, it's a pretty traversed area. The way that they're going is almost like, you can almost think of the trade routes as being kind of like highways. And there are some that are safe and some that are not. The way that they're going takes a little bit longer, but is very safe, is patrolled by governmental forces of some kind, typically Demacian outposts, outcriers, whatnot. But 3 or 4 days in, you can see other Freljordian fishing ships and stuff like that. Most importantly, you don't run into any giant octopi or any more, if anybody remembers when you ran into the Demise or anything like that. It is roughly mundane. What I would like to hear about... Oh, wait, actually, you probably want to know about what's going on with Petite LaRue, don't you, Amy?
Yeah, I was wondering if we were going to do that.
Yeah. What's your plan here?
Well, first, the mechanical side is fix her arm and see about gluing or stuffing the hair back in her head. But besides that, I'll use identify, detect magic, and my arcana knowledge to determine if it seems like her magic is fading or if she just suffered physical damage or what's up with her.
Your identify spell reveals that essentially, because you get to learn everything about how it works and everything else like that with identify, you learn basically she should already be gone because Live Drazao is also gone, dead, 6 feet under, but not in a fun way for vampires. But the only thing keeping her up literally is LaRue's belief in her.
I still believe.
The reason she literally is able to talk, communicate, and basically what you're understanding is like the vessel itself is falling apart, and the only reason it still has life is because of how much LaRue believes in it and loves it.
It's literally Tinkerbell situation.
Yeah,
yes.
I do believe in little LaRue. I do.
All right, then I go through everything I yanked out of the other toy shop, see if I snagged, because I looked at some notes that he made about the dolls. I'm looking to see if I think I can hobble together any sort of ritual or something that will make it more receptive and have a better chance of surviving off her faith.
I cannot stress how important this is. Roll an Arcana check.
No pressure.
And
No
Vosh,
pressure, but
you're in the
Larue's gonna
brig.
jump off the boat.
Vosh, you're in the brig, and William is just watching you like a rat.
What does an 18 buy me?
An 18 buys you a solid understanding of how the runes had been transcribed and implemented, and it gives you the ability to, at your behest, burn one of your level 2 spell slots to essentially transfer the Petite LaRue soul. Kind of, you've seen Full Metal Alchemist, right?
Seen what?
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes.
You remember the younger brother?
Yeah,
Al?
the one in the cover.
Yes, with the rune on it.
Yeah.
You can basically transfer Petite LaRue's pseudo soul. The word soul is a little tricky here, but it's a little trickier for you too, I'm sure.
Essence.
Yes. You have the ability to transfer that spell onto other inanimate objects, but it casts a level 2 spell slot.
Okay, like it's taking my level 2 slot away from me forever, or I just need to use a spell slot to do this?
You just need to use the spell slot to do it. It works a lot like how your boat works when we power it with spells in our campaign.
Okay, I got no problem with using I still have a second level spell slot I have not used, even though I haven't rested, so I can do this.
The catch is, if on any of the Arcana checks to do this you ever roll a natural 1, she will disappear forever.
Alright. Well, it's either fix it or get pushed off the boat by LaRue, so I better try.
Being held hostage by a crewmate.
So, no pressure. Do I need to make more rolls, is what I'm hearing?
No.
Was that Lori?
Yeah.
That's so
no,
good.
you don't. This one's successful. You already got the 18 for that one. We're just going to keep rolling with it. I'm just letting you know in advance basically how the mechanics are going to work for that.
Okay, so is the doll fixed for right now?
What are you trying to do? You attach stuff to it, but its vessel is dying. That's what I'm telling you. Like, its vessel can no longer contain it. So I'm asking you what you're going to move it to.
Oh, wait. Well, I've got other Petite LaRue dolls. I grabbed a whole bunch. Can I just put it on a new doll?
Yes, you can.
I do that.
Okay. You have 4 LaRue dolls left.
Oh, does this mean like once a week I'm gonna almost lose her?
And how many Amy dolls?
7.
Okay, well, we'll start with LaRue's.
How many Gus dolls?
He's got at least 5 of each, but I knew he got an extra Amy for sure. Just to make it even, I said it was 5 of each plus the extra that he had. And I just gave him another one because it's fun to have an extra Amy rolling around, I guess. But no, all those are inanimate anyways. But he's got 5 of each plus 7 Amy's.
Alright, well, I put
Now
the
4.
rune and cast the second level slot to move the artificial life force, which is kind of what I have, I guess, onto one of the new Petite LaRue dolls.
Amy Proto, when you go to cast this animate artificial life force spell, your entire body seizes up, clicks, does some weird stuff, and you can tell very far in the back of your memory that you have unlocked one of the magical secrets that has been locked up inside you. You've actually just unlocked the spell, Reanimate Artificial Life.
Ooh, fancy.
Making notes right now, that's why I'm quiet.
Yep. I'm going to add, every time I tell you guys cool stuff, write it down, verbatim. I will forget even though I wrote it down. Please. Anybody in my chat that's played in my games can also tell you, I will forget. It's literally my worst habit is I do cool stuff and then forget. So please write it down, because I write it down too. I'm literally writing it down, but I will forget.
At least he's honest.
Yeah. Now, Amy, that's something that you're going to have to play around with and figure out. Just where the ends and stuff. You didn't unlock, like, you know everything about it immediately, but you know that that's one of the secrets that you have the ability to, and the more you play around with that, the better you'll get at it.
Roger Dodger.
Cool.
Well, I don't know if this was like a couple days while we were sailing or a couple hours in the morning, but whenever I'm done, I take the doll back to LaRue.
Yeah, that was, I assumed, and I know that we got like halfway into the journey already, but I did assume that you did that kind of immediately because LaRue was so adamant that she wanted that done. So basically, right. as you have shipped off and gone about, once things were kind of smooth, LaRue, you can feel the exhaustion. You've been up all night fighting vampires, lighting mansions on fire, being sneaky, doing all that kind of stuff. And Amy walks up to you with what appears to be a brand new in working order Petit LaRue.
Petit LaRue, is that you?
Oui.
Oh, I'm gonna give her the biggest hug, but then like pull back. Cause I'm like, oh, I don't like you again.
What is it? Oui, c'est moi, Petit LaRue.
Yeah.
Ha! French. David's right. We always clean our map with spilled alcohol because Brandon and I would spill alcohol a lot. Yes. Now.
Okay, LaRue, there's good news. Obviously, you're holding Petite, but there's some modified or not so good news I need to share with you.
Close your ears.
Petit LaRue's like.
LaRue.
Oui. Petit LaRue hears nothing.
All right, so
The
magic that the diddler performed was in the process of failing and basically was just about gone. Only your love of yourself, I guess, your belief in Petite LaRue was keeping her going, sort of a magic source. I was able to figure out how to kind of duplicate his spell. That's why it's a new doll. I had to redo the magic on that doll, but she retains all her memories and stuff. I don't know how often I'm gonna have to do that, how long it's gonna last. I'll probably be able to figure it out over the next couple days, whether I'm looking at days, weeks, or months. But so I'm just saying, cherish her because I don't know that this is forever. It's at least days, maybe months, maybe years, but there may or may not come a time where I can't fix her anymore or I have to put her in something else.
Amy, you really came through for me today. I owe you the biggest favor. Anything you want. You want me to rob somebody? You want me to stab somebody? You want me to do both to somebody or some people?
Well, all right, thank you. In the short term, you know that little army guy I make that is the magic cannon that runs around by itself?
Do you think they'd be friends?
Well, it can't talk, but what I wanted to know is it okay if I call him Petite Le Boom?
Hell yeah.
Amy, would you like a little mustache on your cannon from now on?
Sure, I'll put a mustache on my little... I'll draw it in when I do the thing.
Okay.
Like a monocle.
Is it actually, like, is it a little toy soldier, or is it just the cannon that, like, goes on its own?
When it exists at about an hour at a time, it is... I can make different forms, but I tend to literally make a toy soldier that's probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches tall, dressed kind of like a Napoleonic nutcracker, and he's got a rifle. And when he shoots his rifle, that's when the force bolt comes out.
Okay, I was gonna say if it was like an actual cannon rolling around, then Petit LaRue would like to ride it like a bull at a rodeo, if possible. But it's okay, we can think about it later. That's like a later thing.
That's actually was already done with one of our miniaturized characters when I was...
It was me in a one shot.
Yep.
I believe.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah. So sometimes
I forgot about that.
You remember that?
I remember that, yeah, because you were tiny and you rode the cannon when everything got all messed up.
You turned me into like literally a Petit LaRue sized character.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna ride the cannon so no one else has to carry me around.
Do I know enough to just steer the ship? Can I just let everyone else sleep when I'll just steer the stupid ship until they wake up?
I mean, I can show you what to do. I'll just have Petit LaRue on my shoulder calling the shots. She's the real brains of this operation.
If you say so. What I'm most interested in is from the positions of Gust and Sylvan, what you're doing over these couple days here, and what you're asking Haleth to do.
I'm assuming that I got a long rest in here, right?
Yeah.
That was the goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so after I awaken from my long rest, I'm gonna pretty much, obviously, I'm gonna jump right back into what I was just doing before I took a long rest, and I'm gonna go to Sylvan and pretty much just catch up, get caught up on what all he did with Haleth.
What do you think we should do next?
I do agree that he is too aggressive, and I'm imagining Sylvan talks to me about, reminds me slightly, if anything, of the original purpose of us taking him was to keep him from being this animalistic killing machine like his father. And I think that over the next few days, we're going to have different kind of sit down, kind of like training and practicing with him. But I also wanted to go and talk to Amy while she's in her workshop before we get into this training. So I'll talk to Sylvan, and then I'll go talk to Amy. And what I want to talk to Amy about is I want to see if she'll craft some kind of training gloves for Haleth to wear, so that he doesn't just rip us to shreds while he's practicing. Or maybe something like leather. Leather sheaths to put his claws in, so he can still practice but not actually tear into us. And then I wanted to talk to Amy about sailing. I wanted to teach her how to sail slightly, just a few things here and there, tips and tricks, because she's under the deck the whole time, but I know she's interested in learning. So I'm gonna kind of exchange information about how to sail with her.
Cool. I would say you can basically finish your rest, come up, start doing stuff with Amy. As LaRue is finally giving Amy the last and you can see that LaRue is tired. Even Petite LaRue, after all this, looks woozy and tired. Although you're pretty sure she's just imitating Big LaRue. But Petite LaRue on LaRue's shoulder is "Whoa, see, oui, I am exhausted. Oh, what a morning." And
je suis fatiguée.
So yeah, basically, as LaRue as Amy's all right, I think I can turn the wheel the way that you need me to now, and releases you basically to go get your long rest. Basically, that's when Gust and Sylvan will be finishing theirs and coming back, I assume, above deck to see how things are going. Well, you guys slept. What's that?
And through the past however long we've been traveling, is this happening immediately after, or did we just time skip?
I only skipped. I got a little bit ahead of myself when I was talking about what happened days in, because right now, canonically, everything that just happened between LaRue and Amy Proto and Petite LaRue was while you guys long rested. So it made the most sense for you guys to end this long rest and show up to the top as LaRue is finally getting to bed, basically.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. So this is just, you guys have finished your long rest. It's midday because you started your rest at 5 a.m., right? So jumping 8 hours ahead, what's 5 a.m. plus 8 hours, 3 p.m.? 5 plus 5 is 10.
Let me do the math on that real quick.
Plus 2 is 2 p.m. 2 p.m.
So,
there we go.
Calculator says that 5 plus 5 is 10.
Right. So plus 3.
Plus 3? Ooh, I don't know if my calculator goes
1.
that high. Let me see.
1. Math.
It's 13 o'clock.
Yes. So it's about midday as you guys come aboard. You can see Sleepy Big LaRue and Pretend Sleepy Petite LaRue are heading down below decks to their quarters. And Amy is at the helm.
Quietly as she passes, I thought you offering to commit all those crimes was very sweet. And
it's how I show affection.
I can tell.
Frightening.
Head on my way.
Petite LaRue lets off the most fake yawn ever. She's tired yawn from the shoulder.
Well, better get to bed.
Petite LaRue just sort of slumps over on LaRue's shoulder. And now it is you three above deck. Vosh, is there anything you're looking to do or accomplish from the brig down there? Nobody's come to visit or feed you yet, I will add. Or interrogate you. It hasn't been like I just said, it's been 8 hours since you guys left.
Yeah. I don't want to feed him the first day, pretty much.
So I'm like kind of conscious now?
Yeah.
Well, I'm fucking bummed that I didn't fucking do my job. And I know that I'm probably gonna die if I don't do it, which I didn't, so I'm pretty much as good as dead.
William, there's this little man, looks a lot like Peter Pettigrew from Harry Potter, is just sitting on a barrel just staring at you. Nose keeps twitching and stuff like that.
I asked the Harry Potter thing, where am I?
On the ship.
What ship?
The Rainbow Kitten, they call it.
Under my breath, the Rainbow fucking Kitten. Where are we going?
He looks around. Dunno. Didn't ask.
And then I kind of start to realize shit. Oh, fuck. Gust! Kind of compose myself.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody named Gust?
Yeah, I know that one. The Wind Wizard, they call him. Wind Shitter.
Yeah, that's him, alright. Yeah. Is he here?
That's right. He's a member of these crew of mercenaries. Call themselves the Bugaboos or some crazy nonsense.
That is crazy. Fuck, this isn't good.
He gives you a... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna... He does feed you like a little piece of bread. He's like, they've never taken a prisoner before. I don't really know the rules. I'll tell you, they could have killed me, and they let me work aboard this ship just fine. They're merciful when they need to be. I'd try and play that with them if I could, if I was you.
Thank you, Mr. Rat. I appreciate the words.
He can't help but give like rat squeaks sometimes on accident, especially when he gets a compliment or like a thanks. And he kind of and he's like, basically he's describing to you how he worked for an evil wizard that was trying to kill them, and they came down, found him, and basically just took him and made him useful and gave him a new identity, so he didn't have to keep living like how he was living. He's explaining all that to you in the cage.
You've been given a second life, it sounds like.
That's right.
Might not be such a bad idea, I guess. ... Pause for dramatic effect. Alright, well, I'm just gonna fucking chill in the fucking cave, or in the brig until something more significant happens. I'm just talking to a rat.
And I'll head down there at some point after the long rest. I'll make my way down with a bag of good berries.
Okay.
Can I see him doing that?
What are you doing? Because
I'm gonna stop him from doing that.
Well, literally, Gus, like with all the stuff Gus does, I find it so unlikely that everything Sylvan does, you'd be like, hey, Sylvan, what are you doing? Because that would be annoying for Sylvan.
I see him down the brig.
Like, but I'm saying, like, if you're above deck and he just goes below deck, that doesn't mean you see him going to the brig. You know what I'm saying?
I also would kind of be waiting for Gus to not be looking. I wouldn't be like overtly trying to hide from him, but I think even just consciously, no, like, doesn't need to know. So I'll kind of slink down there.
Okay.
At an opportune time, and yeah, I'll just Vash, you just see a dark figure kind of in the shadows of the hall, kind of looking at you.
A dark figure in the shadows, eh?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I can see you pretty clearly. Who goes there?
I can see you clearly. Who is that?
You have good eyes.
William looks at you. Something's like, do you want me to stick around, or?
You're fine.
Okay, and he actually will become a little rat. And just scurry about.
Maybe I'll join you later.
Come down to the brig. There's just two rats talking.
These are for you. I'll stick my hand through the. Is there like an opening?
Yeah, it's not barred like super duper well. Like you could literally put your hand through.
I'll put my hand through.
Yeah.
And hand you a bag.
Am I just like handcuffed behind the back? Is that it, or how am I bound?
They just threw you in there.
Yeah, we threw
No
you.
cuffs at all.
No.
Interesting.
Not that I was made aware of anyway. I was just aware that they put you in the brig and locked it and set a guard.
All right. Well, seeing as how I was pretty close to dying, and I would prefer not to be dead, although I pretty much am dead, I will timidly approach the hand that is coming through the brig. And there's something in your hand, or is there?
Yes, take it.
What is it?
Take it.
Kind of skeptically look at the hand and look back. Pause for dramatic effect. Snag it out of his hand and back up again.
Well done.
Nom, 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 nom.
That'll be enough for a day, but you'll need more. I'll come back. You tried to kill my friend.
I did try to kill your friend.
Arguably your husband, non-romantic husband.
I'm not sure if how your family will feel about that yet. Why?
Because I'll never see her again if I don't.
See who?
It doesn't matter now. The way shit's looking now, it's all for naught.
I'm sure there must be some way that doesn't involve murder.
Unfortunately, this is the best thing that I know how to do. I'm not much good at anything else.
Well,
I'm not very good at that.
that's what some of the people on the ship thought first, too. In fact, that's pretty much all we did at first.
Right,
Maybe
well,
some more credit.
it's not easy for a tiefling to meet to make a certain amount of money living a honest life, and well, it doesn't matter anymore anyways. Well, what am I even telling you?
Is there anything else you want to tell me?
Could you do me a favor?
Nice music change, Shab.
You like that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Sure.
Love that shit.
Fucking
Depends
love
on the
that shit.
favor.
Can you just take my life now? Please.
Someone
I'm
steps
begging you.
back and begins to kind of fade back into the shadows. And it's gone.
You're just out of there with that?
Yeah.
Like, didn't respond to it?
No.
Okay. So interesting. I texted Wayne. I was like, "Are you actually going to sleep?" Because she like laid down when she started taking a long rest. That's role playing on a next level. Yeah, I literally.
I'm a really dedicated role player.
She's tucked
I'm
in
sleeping with a
Taylor
fucking
Reed,
doll.
too.
Literally.
Yeah.
I sleep with dolls too. Mine are just human size, and I paid several $100s for mine. I'm kidding.
I sleep with dolls if you count the body-sized pillow that has anime characters on it.
I am naked too. I'm all
Okay, well we're all on the same page then for the most part.
Page 47.
That's right. We're all on page 47 specifically together. It is hard out here. Yeah.
Did
all
Amy
right.
just go to? Amy doesn't go to sleep, right?
She doesn't need to, but she could, I guess.
Well,
Is-
I do eventually. I need to go into rest mode, but I'll still be like conscious and stuff. But I'm waiting for everybody else to be ready so that I can go take 6 hours to chill.
Okay, so you're still up on the deck.
Yes, I am right now.
Who's at the helm? Amy?
Amy.
Okay.
And you,
I'm gonna-
technically, because you're teaching her how to sail and stuff.
Right. I mean, are we on calm seas?
Yeah, things are pretty light.
It would take 2 people tops to be controlling that.
Yep.
So yeah, we can easily manage up here. But Amy does need a rest.
You two up there, and I can kind of take over if you need rest or try to learn. If it's easy, I'll do my best.
Haleth is interested as well. Sylvan, you're coming up here to the helm as well, I assume. So, all right, cool. It's the family plus Amy is up here at the helm.
Yeah, as I see Haleth and Sylvan coming up, I'm gonna pretty much tell Sylvan the same things. Like he's gonna come in while I'm talking to Amy about how to turn the wheel and when to turn it to be perpendicular to the wind so that we can catch the sails and get the most momentum and all that stuff. And I'm assuming that Sylvan, being a natural as a bird, knows exactly how to do this as well, because birds fly similar the same way with the sails catching the wind to reduce their effort. So he'd be natural, I'm assuming.
Yeah, birds are natural sailors. I've read that.
I've read that.
I've known a Kenku or two who could turn a ship wheel or so. I actually haven't. You guys did, although, go on a boat one time with a. What did Eddie play? Eddie played one of the bird people that was not of Ariel and was not Kenku, or was it Kenku?
And then like a rockra or something like that.
Aarakocra, yeah. Eddie played an Aarakocra. That's right. So
you're talking about that one shot?
Yeah, a couple of you guys have seen an Aarakocra sail, and it was.
I flew with him, so I could actually make the comparison very well.
Yep, you've seen him fly, and you've seen him sail for that matter. That's true.
Yeah, I was literally in his claws when he was flying because we were looking for somebody in the garden or whatever.
Yep, that's when you found Uncle Spanky's circus.
We sure did. Boy, did we ever! Boy, did we ever find Uncle Spanky's circus.
Or.
If you weren't there for the one shot,
that was a good one.
Definitely missed out. That was one of the better ones.
But yeah, there's enough relief aboard if Amy wants to go finally get her long rest as well.
Yeah, and I asked, because I don't even know, what happened to our prisoner, and has anybody seen my my man William around, so that I finally find out where that is.
I'm going to say I was about to check on the prisoner if no one else has, because I don't know if anyone has yet. And I believe William's down there standing guard for him, Amy.
I wanted to speak to you about the prisoner.
All right.
Both of you, actually.
Well, I'm going to...
Like Amy and Gus, or or Gus and Haleth?
Amy and Gust.
Interesting. Do tell.
Well, I'm sure, Gust, you have very strong feelings about Vosh. I understand there's a lot of history there, but it seems to me that he is a very pained individual, suffering under many of the same strifes we all face. And it seems like he needs a bit of a rope. That we could...
Oh, I can give him some rope.
That we could throw in a last... no, more of like more lasso than noose.
I can make a lasso look like a noose.
Unnecessarily. I think Amy, it might be interesting if we were to consider adding another to our contract.
No.
What are your thoughts?
I'm going to send a barge and say, no, unacceptable. He will not work with us.
Well,
have we forgotten that he nearly killed me?
Nearly. He seems regretful. Yeah, if you're not dead, I mean, that's water under the bridge.
Or in this case, under the ship.
Thank you, voice. Haleth.
Haleth's like, dead.
Has Sylvan rested yet?
Yes, you and Sylvan are the only two who have gotten their... You, Sylvan, and Haleth have gotten a full rest. So you're basically on like a sleep schedule now with you three and then the other two.
And I rest in 4 hours, so I've been kind of just around the ship. Just chilling. Well, what else do you suggest we do? Where are we?
I need to talk to him, and then I need to think for a while before we come to any conclusions on where he belongs.
Well, I do have a suggestion.
You're asleep.
I thought I was standing there talking about this
before his arrest. Yeah.
That's right. I forgot. My bad.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is I am not terribly inclined to Adam as crew because I'm not sure he's particularly trustworthy, but nor am I inclined to simply murder him because he tried to kill us, even though most of the people that have tried to kill us are pushing up daisies. And that is because I think we could perhaps use a better disinformation use from him. Assuming we can convince him a trade, giving him his life back or whatever, to give false reports about his failure to kill Gust and where Gust was last headed off to. And on top of that, he doesn't know where we're going anyway. We may be able to keep the next set of assassins from showing up where we're headed if we set him loose in some port city to spread disinformation after we get whatever info we can. And I believe Gust said he plans to take over this organization of people who want to kill him.
Retake over.
Yeah, okay. So one guy that you spared might be worth having in the organization when you take over it again. So that's my 2 cents, my 2 copper pieces on the whole thing. Other than that, I kind of don't care, except I care in the fact that I don't want him running around our ship doing who knows what. But whether we kill him or set him free with no bonds, or if we set him free specifically with the promise to spread disinformation, which is I think is best. But I got like 9 billion other things that I need to do in the next couple days, so you guys can have at it. I'm gonna relieve William. I'm just gonna take my rest watching the prisoner because I can watch him and phase out. And you guys can discuss it and do whatever you want to do. Sound fair?
Well, I've discussed what I needed to with Sylvan, kind of giving him the same directions that I've given you, and I'm going under the. I'm going to say I'll be back in a minute. Tell me if the winds change. And I'm going to go under the main deck to the brig as well because I want to talk to Vash now that he's awake.
There you go. I made you guys both big so everyone knows who's talking.
Right. Nice.
And so, I'm there, but I plan to just stand in the corner and go into rest mode and send William to get rest. So unless they like touch me or ask me to answer a question or whatever, I'm just a piece of furniture.
All right. I still made you big so they know there's a piece of furniture in the corner.
An Amy-shaped piece of furniture.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna come down to the brig and I'm gonna see Vash. What kind of state is he in? Gus is seeing him for the first time since we throw him in.
Imagine like there was a UFC fighter that was just in a fight that he lost really bad, and nobody took any kind of medical care from him other than making sure he didn't die. And then they put him in the mouth of a frog, dragged him across the city, threw him in a brig, and left him there for a night.
Does he have any wounds that are looking gangrenous?
Not yet, but that's
not yet.
It's only been a day. Everything's pretty fresh, yeah.
Yeah.
Amy also took care to like bandage stuff for whatever that's worth. Like anything that was open, like when she was doing her first step to stabilization is stopping the bleeding.
Right. I'm assuming that's all she did. Really was
pretty much
ABCs. The old ABCs.
Pretty much.
So I'm gonna come down and. I'm not going to say anything right away. I'm just going to stand kind of in the shadow like Sylvan did, and I'm going to watch him.
Do you have any response to that, Vash?
Well, assuming he's in the shadow, I'm going to assume I can see him walk in. I'm going to sit up Look at him. This is all your fault.
I'm gonna stay quiet. Just watch him. Just watching.
This is all your fault.
Continued.
Answer me, goddammit!
You're not worth a proper response, you swine. You call yourself a Crimson Curtain Guardian? Who sent you? Give me names.
You know who sent me.
Do I actually know who sent him?
You've got a couple guesses.
Yeah, I've got a couple guesses. That's why I asked for names.
You know, getting your memories back, that the one who took over the head of the house, so to speak, in the Crimson Curtain was a drow named Jarlax, Jarlax.
Spell it again real quick.
Jarlax, Jarlax.
No, Jarlax was a member of the crime syndicate that was in the Oasis, was he not?
I don't think I double used that name.
Yeah, right here. Excommunicated member of my syndicate. That's when you gave me the name, the Crimson Curtain. And escaped with his life using this alias. 3rd floor of the Oasis. Advice is to leave now. The Noxians are here. Armies are coming from the northwest and east.
I used the specific name Jarlax?
Jarlax, yeah, you did.
You're joking me.
Not to say there isn't 2 Jarlaxes, but
there are not 2 Jarlaxes.
Yeah,
no, I just didn't think that I already used that name. Cool.
That's why I asked.
Let's reverse, and let's say his name was Edmund.
And he's a drow?
Yes, Edmund the drow is the one who took over. Edmund Sinister. His last name is literally Sinister. Of House. I almost wanted to say Duarden, but that wouldn't make sense. Of House Bannister. Which would mean something to all of you if you were drow. Edmund, nickname the Sinister of House Bannister. That sounds legit and totally not made up on the spot.
Fair enough.
I was stealing the name Jarlaxle from another canon NPC character that exists. I can't believe I did it twice on accident. Whatever.
This time I'm gonna grab my bow kind of passively behind my back. And I'm gonna say names.
Well, I suppose it doesn't matter anymore. Pause for dramatic effect. The Sinister sent me. And I'm not to return until I come back with your head. Or else it's mine.
Well, it seems that one of us is going to return headless, and it's not going to be me. What else did the drow send you with, besides your dead brother?
A threat.
Give it to me.
It wasn't for you, it was for me.
So he's holding something from you as well. What does he have that's precious?
Money.
And her.
And her.
Who is she?
If I don't get enough money, I won't be able to pay for her medicine.
Who is she? I repeat.
And if I can't pay for her medicine, she's as good as gone.
We all self-medicate for different reasons, but to answer the question, who is the she that has held such a grip on you?
You don't know her, but her name was Lexa. She's the one that saved me. From everything. When I had nothing. She gave me something.
And where is she now?
Even I don't know. The only thing I have is the faith that Edmund hasn't killed her yet.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you're going to mention that you don't know because they have her.
Yeah.
So how do you know she's not dead already, and that you're being worked and manipulated like me and many others were?
I don't, damn it!
So where's your allegiance lie? With the Crimson Curtain, or with Edmund?
My allegiance lies with the only one that ever mattered to me. And that's Lexa.
Inspiration die. Great role playing. Take it, Vash, for whatever it's worth. Incredible role playing. That's right. You've got a D8 whenever you want it. This persists. The inspiration ones always do.
I'm gonna ask if he's been fed.
No, I haven't. Did you have anything? I'm quite hungry, actually.
I don't see any reason to kill you yet, even though you betrayed me, the one true leader of the Crimson Curtain. But that doesn't mean I don't care if you're dead or not. That being said, if you did die, other members of the crew would be upset. And also, you might be a useful bargaining chip for us later, if the Curtain ever wants you back. I'm gonna go into my satchel here, and like my mess kit. I'm gonna throw him like a piece of a ration, like on the ground.
Dog.
I'm gonna, yeah. I mean, like you treat me like a dog, I'll treat you like a dog, and I'm gonna blend back in and go back to the top deck.
Okay. All right. Gus, take an inspiration die as well here, please. Great. Can we, for both of the role playing here? Honestly, that was like brothers. I am like between Sylvan, Amy, LaRue, Gus, and fucking Vosh. I am literally so impressed by your guys' role playing tonight. That's good, absolutely insane. The time is currently, what even is the time? It's about 9:45. We're about halfway through the game, if that's cool with everybody. I'd love to do a break here, use the bathroom, get a snack, do whatever. When we come back, something cool is going to happen on the water, and then we'll get to the Freljord, and it's going to be very cold. Is that cool with everybody?
Yeah, definitely. I could go for...
Sounds good.
I could visit the little Crimson's room.
I need a smoky break.
All right, smoky break, snacky breaks. Whatever.
Smoking a pancake.
Smoking a pancake.
Smoking a blitz. Well, there is no pleasing you, Mr. Sylvan. All right. I'm gonna drop camera so I can take a break here. Well, did you say we're meeting back at what time? 10 minute? What was it? Probably 10 minute.
I don't remember what he said either, but yeah. 10.
Assume 10 minutes. All right, I'll be back.
Peace.
Oh, did everyone turn off their microphones but me because I'm silly? I guess I'm silly. Yo, Allie, David, you guys still around? You still hanging out? I know that I'll only hear you or see you in chat anyways, but maybe the chat also took a break when the rest of us all went to go take a break just now. Or maybe not. Isaac, I know you're around too, brother. What's going on? And Taylor, I know we were just texting, but... Oh, you've been on for like 2 minutes? Okay. I'm wearing my Dungeon Master shirt and everything. Because I'm ridiculous and over the top all the time. And Isaac, how's the, literally how's the stream look, the format and stuff? I don't know if you just came back, but we're on break right now. And I don't know if you're going to be texting me or just talking in Twitch, so I'm trying to read both. Since I got you modding for me. I need a thing that says, like, on break or intermission or something. Can I just make that? I feel like I can. Freehand. Text. How do I make that really big? Oh, like this? There we go. That works out really well. I guess. Yo! There's Isaac. Brother. Thanks, dude. I feel like it look... Oh, wait. If you can't see because of that, there we go. There we go. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to be right back as well because everyone else is taking a quick break because there was a lot of heavy role-playing, which was sick. We loved it, and we love to see it, but also it can be super taxing, so... Because role-playing on the internet isn't, like, super easy to just do in front of strangers, and we do have, like, at least 11 viewers this evening, which to everybody that's around, just lurking, not commenting, thank you for showing up anyhows. So I'm going to be right back because I'm going to smash a little bit of food before I get kicked off and whatnot, but I just came back real quick on the break to fix some stuff and make sure there was, like, a message that said, like, why it's just the sounds of, you know, like nothing going on. So cool, I'll be right back too.
Alright, I'm back.
Yo, are we Critical Role or something? Is that what's happening now, dude?
We literally all came back pretty much within like 10 seconds of each other.
Yeah, I just turned on my camera to see
Unless
Wayne and Justin just making it back.
Yeah, I just turned my mic on like seconds before you said I was critical role.
Why are we critical role?
Because you guys are freaking
like,
crazy role players tonight, dude. Like, insane. Justin, you gotta smoke that much weed more often, bro.
Bro, the thing is, too, that's funny, is every scene I've been like, oh my god, am I talking too much? Oh my, like, just like panicking inside. So when you were like, everyone's doing good, I was like, thank God. Jesus Christ.
Are you eating Kit Kats, my guy?
Yeah.
Duh.
It's the Halloween 33rd.
Give me a break, dude.
For the record,
I'm kicking Shabs out of the Discord for that one.
What were you saying, Dad?
That's really good.
For the record, I'm running camera off. I'm having I'm on low transfer rates on my wireless thing right now. If I run it, in fact, I've got everybody's camera feeds turned off. I can't see you sleeping and stuff, so I have enough throughput on my data stream to hear what's going on. That's why
I'm a dedicated role player. That's why I slept on camera.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
really
not
good.
participating, is because right now I don't have the bandwidth for it.
Well, we are all very upset about that, but I'm sure we'll manage.
Look, if you kill Petit Larue, I will cry on camera.
You're the only thing keeping her alive, so if she dies, it's more your fault than anyone else's.
Amy is actually keeping her alive.
Yeah, I was going to say it's actually me more as much as LaRue that's keeping her alive.
That's fair.
It is a bit of a team effort at this point.
If only Ezra was still with us. I bet he could make the masses believe in Petite LaRue.
He'd sing odes to it, I believe.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a very important story that Justin and I should share with the group, that in high school we were in a play called CSI Neverland.
Oh my
Justin
God.
was Peter
Part
Pan.
2.
No.
Justin was Peter Pan, and I was Detective Tinkerbell, Lieutenant Tinkerbell. And when Justin died, to bring him back to life, you know how in Peter Pan you have to like clap to applaud? We did a flash dance to Lady Gaga's applause.
And the part where she says, I live for the applause, I began to live for the applause. Yeah, she Frankenstein.
He's like, very bendy.
People learned I had no ligaments, was the joke.
Really bad.
Yeah, that came to my mind immediately too, Danny, and I was like, are we just going to sit in silent shame about it, or are we going to share it with the group? And I'm glad...
I'm glad that we and all 11 people watching know more about our star-studded cast.
And
professional actors.
I was there.
Dave witnessed it.
I believe I was already in the army at this point.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was like junior, senior year. I wonder if I have a photo. Probably not. I think I deleted memory of that.
I think it was junior year.
Junior year.
Everybody is back. As far as things of interest during this journey that you witness, there unfortunately isn't a whole lot. It's a pretty mundane journey. One thing of interest that Gus and Sylvan do notice after this whole Vosh debacle is you could see what are obviously a Demacian and a Noxian ship well off, but you can see the colors of each being flown, literally engaged in a ship battle. Of cannon spray.
How far off?
Like you've got your eagle eyes, right?
Yeah.
You can see pretty heckin' far.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm good at.
500 yards.
Okay, they can see us for sure.
Yeah, like not so far off that but they're completely just. This is just something you notice as you were going, that this conflict has even spread to the sea.
I'm gonna Sylvan still at the helm.
See.
So I'm gonna look at Sylvan and say they certainly see us now, and if they know what our ship looks like, those Noxians might kind of deadly funnel around to engage us as well if we get any closer. We need to either cut out or commit to this engagement without giving broadside.
What if we make the ship look like something else?
I'm telling you guys this just because that's just something happening to the side of you, like not in your way, not anything you have to get involved in if you don't want to.
Well, 500 yards, they'd be able to easily disengage. That if they see us as a bigger target.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is this is a Demacian and a Noxian warship, each fighting each other, completely engaged with each other, with no reason to disengage from each other over a Freljordian skiff and also your vessel. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be very unlikely that they need to. The Freljordian ship that you've been following is taking its own evasive maneuver, just moving more inland-ish. But, like, otherwise, you wouldn't have to get involved. Even if you just continued on your path. It would just be a stray cannonball, a very stray cannonball, might be a potential danger.
Do we recognize either of the warships? Have we seen them at any point before?
The ships themselves, no. I'm just telling you, you can recognize their colors and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna recommend. Is LaRue still asleep?
Actually, LaRue would have woken up by now because this is like pretty late in the day.
Hours.
Sun's coming down. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure we get her input on it as well, as long as she's not like crazy and being manic about a doll still, and more focused on the survival of the crew.
Oh, we're fine now. Yeah, she's good.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say LaRue, we should take evasive maneuvers like the Freljordian ship ahead of us and keep to our trail.
I think we should learn from our past endeavors with the Green Dragon and with the vampires, and we see this big bad, let's go the other way. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, we're going to evade, I think.
Oh. Well, you do not get involved in the conflict as you are rolling away far, far beyond, like just barely within your telescope sight. Like, naked eye cannot see this anymore. You can see that the Noxian vessel does prevail, and the entire Demacian ship is just sinking and burning.
Ideal, guys. Good play.
All right.
Couldn't be helped.
Other than that, it is starting to get chilly. You can see when you look up at the ship ahead of you that even the Freljordians are beginning to don their winter coats and stuff like that.
We haven't put in at any ports in this multi-day ship trip, and they haven't.
This is the end of day 1, and you have a scheduled stop at a port city here on tomorrow morning when the evening is over.
All right, because you guys, we're gonna need to go ashore and buy winter gear and stuff.
Oh yeah.
In the meantime, although I don't get cold until it gets cold enough to actually like cause damage to a person, so I'll be okay. I'll stoke the forge up in my shop, and you can use that as a heater for anybody that gets really cold.
Hey, Amy, I have a quick question. I got this ring off my goth girlfriend / fiance. Is there a way you could tell me if it was like enchanted or like has an extra little love note or something on it?
Yeah, I'll use a spell slot to throw identify instead of taking the 10 minutes.
Ah. Yes. Which ring was that? Who did you get that off of?
I got it off of Gothalita.
Serena.
Serena.
That's the ring that she gave you, correct?
Yes, ma'am, sir.
Whatever you... It's whatever. Indeed. That, ironically enough... Amy, I'm sure you'll find this funny when you cast your own Identify spell... is a ring of protection from charm. It gives you advantage on your save throw against charming effects. So if you were someone like an
already
elf...
have that.
Let me finish. So if you were someone like an elf who already has advantage, when you put on that ring, you become immune.
Oh.
Whoa.
Cool.
Whereas someone that did not have that advantage would have advantage on the checks and so forth.
Cool, thanks.
That is correct. Now, y'all...
Yes, this means you do all the talking to all the future vampires.
I'm like one of them when I do false lies. I want to suck your blood.
I think you have a misunderstanding on what false life does. it just extends your life force so you can take a little extra damage. It doesn't actually do anything undead-like.
However, so you know. The DM asked if there was any appearance flavor, and I said that I get really dumb vampire fangs when I cast it.
That's right.
So
I'm just telling you, you might just feel more tasty instead of less tasty to a vampire. That's all I'm saying. I don't know for sure.
Needs work.
I mean, the teeth are a nice touch. I like them. I'm just saying from a magical feeling of life sort of thing.
Well, technically it's a necrotic facsimile, so I'm not really sure.
Does it say it's a necrotic spell? Or it just adds temporary HP, right?
Yeah, yes. It's a necromancy spell. I decided LaRue gets a little freaky with the necromancy stuff now, so...
Alright. And at this point, we have reached our first stop of 3 here in Targon.
So we should divvy up our efforts here. We should have 1 or 2 people go and get winter clothes for us, and 1 or 2 people should kind of restock and resupply the ship.
I can get y'all some really stylish coats. I think I know. You're a summer, you're a winter, Amy's definitely a fall.
We definitely all need winter. Don't be out. Go buy a summer jacket, and we get to Freljord, and we all freeze to death because you want to be stylish.
It's about your coloring.
All right. So LaRue's not getting the clothing. Who wants to go get us some winter clothes?
I'll go because there might be other supplies I want to buy anyway.
Right.
Well, then it's going to be a girls' trip because I'm telling you, I'm going to match your colors.
Well, then you go with Amy then. Amy, make sure you come back with something for all of us and doesn't have to match.
I'm going to whisper to Amy, let's not get him one. Let's skip Gus.
I pull out a ball of string and just take some quick arm, shoulder, and torso length measurements and write them down so that I'm relatively close.
Okay. This image that you have in front of you is Mount Targon. You're basically ported here in this southernmost little port. I know that there's no little port city on this map that I'm showing you, but just for your description, everywhere you're going in this little port city, you can see Mount Targon looming over everything, and everywhere the sun moves, it casts a shadow, almost as if the mountain was a giant sundial.
Sundial, yeah.
So cool.
Anywhoosies, you're there up in Targon, and I just need... What's everybody doing in this? It is a quick stop in the port to do not necessarily R&R, but to do ship repair to make sure you got everything you don't need. You could even potentially visit Ezra and Galio. I mostly ask you this stuff this morning because if you want to just like say we want this stuff and we're on back up to the Freljord, that's cool. And if you want to roleplay around and do whatever, also cool. It's just how fast you want to get to the Freljord is kind of up to you guys. In these
there's two things I wanted to do, but I'll let others go first.
I want to buy cute coats for everybody, and I would also like to buy a new rapier for myself. I only got one, and I would like 2.
Now, LaRue, there isn't anyone selling a rapier of the caliber you're looking for in any shops. There is, however,
I can wait till we get to a bigger town.
I was going to say, there is, however, a pretty seedy individual claiming to sell a magical rapier.
Now that sounds just up my alley. I'm assuming he's also down an alley.
Mm-hmm.
Tends to be where they congregate.
Yes.
Alright. I'm going to find that seedy gentleman. I'm going to tell Amy. I'm going to tell her very specifically. I look good in blue. She can stick to the warm colors. Sylvan, he can go green or pink. You know, I'm going to give that up to Amy to decide there. Gust gets nothing.
You sure you don't want me to follow you and at least make sure it's really magic?
That does sound like something you could do. I just figured you were all about efficiency, but yeah, girls trip. It's like a spa day for us, isn't it?
Well, it would be more efficient for you not to waste money on something than so. Yeah, let's go make sure you don't get waylaid and that you get the actual goods.
It's like a spa day for us. I love girl bonding.
Sure. Everybody remembers these two, right?
Yes.
I don't know their names, but it's the road to El Dorado.
Tulio and Miguel, right?
That's right. These two are the seedy gentlemen I was referring to for you two. They have one rapier and one short sword. Each they claim is a magical dancing sword. As you can see that they begin by dueling with each other in the back of the town. They're putting on a little bit of a show. And they both, at the same time, let go, and both swords continue. Just clinging, clanking, clashing.
Well, isn't that neat? Amy, I think we should get both.
Yeah, gentlemen, I obviously you won't mind if I throw an identify spell to make sure your goods are genuine.
But of course.
I do.
On which one or on both? And does it cast 10 minutes? Are you doing this as a ritual?
No, I'm not gonna do it as a ritual because I have all my spell slots right now, and I'm not really expecting to need them for a fight. So, I think it's one. I haven't looked it up yet. I think I just get one item. I don't think it's like detect magic where it lasts for a while.
Right.
So I'll have to do it twice. I start with the rapier.
All right. The rapier is, in fact, a magical sword. It is a +1 weapon that, when set to interact with the other short sword, will dance and do a trick. It is otherwise a +1 weapon, but is not sentient of any kind. It just, whoever enchanted them to be meant to be dual wielded. And basically, it's like a party trick attached to +1 weapon.
Amy, I love party tricks. How much?
For the rapier, it's going to be...
Both.
For both, it's 500 gold.
How much for the rapier?
250 gold.
That tracks.
I would hope so.
I'm going to turn to Amy, and I'm going to say, how much money do I have?
How much money do you have?
Do you keep track?
Oh, hold on.
LaRue. For a thief.
There was a time I had it written down. However,
for the most part, everyone has the same amount of gold except for Gust and Galio. Because Galio bought some armor and a shield, and Gust has been like doing weird IOU stuff this whole campaign. Actually.
Well, I had a little bit of money, but I gave it to Galio when he left, pretty much.
Yep. And speaking of, okay, go ahead.
So, you probably have around 200 gold pieces if you haven't bought anything big. I have some glowing crystals that just glow, some other weapons, some other things that we could maybe try to trade to bring the price down a little bit. Plus, I can loan you some money if you need, because obviously 200 is less than 250.
I can double check that.
I've got an ornate staff, which we got from somebody that's not magic; it's just ornate. So just try to wheel and deal with them. I give you a bunch of stuff that they can resell and see what kind of deal you can cut. And I give you an extra 50 gold pieces of my money, so at least you have the 250. And go for it. See what kind of deal you can make.
Wow, I did not realize I was so broke. Okay, thank you for that little lesson. I'm gonna go up to the gentleman and I'm gonna say, look, I'm in the business. I used to turn tricks on the street. I did backflips. I pickpocketed, that kind of thing. And I know that you're overselling this quite a bit. Yeah, it can do some little flips with the sword, but when you've only got one, it really ain't worth that much. So between you and me, I'll do you a favor. I know this is worth 150 tops, but because I like you, I'll give you 200.
Roll a persuasion.
Please hold. Check. Persuasion. 19.
That's Zard still.
19.
What? I updated it to LaRue. Why didn't it update?
Don't update. You have to beyond the character. The exclamation point beyond.
Oh, I really like that roll, though.
You can keep the roll, but just that's fine. Whatever. LaRue has the same. They're dang near close to the same characters. One's a cleric and one's a rogue, so whatever. Yeah, no, he wasn't listening to your words, but was staring at you and listening to you talk. And after you're done talking, he like closes his mouth back and he's like, "Yeah, 200 seems all right."
That's what I thought. And I'm gonna hold it up and with my other hand open.
Open what?
Well, I'm gonna reach for the sword. I want to give it at the same time.
Like literally like money, sword at the same time. He's like confused by that at first, and the other one like, the sword, bro, and he's like, yes, yes, yes. And he's not holding either of them yet, and the other one puts it in his hand for him, and he's like, yes, what are you? And he looks at his bro, he's like, I think he was going to ask you to dinner, but I don't think he's quite striking the mark.
Oh, I'm gonna flash the ring, be like, I'm engaged.
See that? No one cares how awkward you are. She's married already anyways. You'll never find the one. And he's like, I'll never find the one. And they walk.
Oh.
Although, actually, a part of me is like, LaRue might actually seduce him to get the other sword, if that's possible.
We're a little short on time, my friend.
Fine, I'll take the one sword and go.
You can, as you guys are walking away, you can hear him asking, do you think that other one was female? Was that even a person?
Hey.
I'm gonna add that to my inventory.
Yes.
So,
Plus
LaRue, how about give me back 40 of the 50 I handed you, because I have stuff to buy, but keep 10 gold pieces as a non-interest loan. On the off chance you got to do a small bribe or buy something so you're not penniless.
Amy, I think you're my best friend.
She's
I'm just kidding, Petite LaRue.
I know it's Petite LaRue. I will settle for second best.
Gus, there was a couple things you said you wanted to do, correct?
Yeah, as soon as we roll up to port, you see Gus kind of jump off the boat and start just beelining it. And he's beelining it into town because he has a contact he wants to meet with. A messenger, so to speak.
There, like I said, there may or may not be a contact in each port city. It's going to be based on...
There's most definitely someone I can get a hold of.
No, like there literally may or may not be one.
You have a reliable and trustworthy contact who acts as your liaison. Yeah, criminal contact. Like, even over great distances, specifically, you know the local messengers, corrupt caravan masters, and seedy sailors who can deliver messages for you. I have a network of criminals.
Criminal background?
Yeah. Well, let me just read it for myself so I know I understand what I'm looking at before I start talking again.
Sure.
My apologies, everyone, for the...
Man, this Coca-Cola is so refreshing.
Yes. If we were sponsored, I would start talking about our sponsor right now. Or somebody else.
D&D Beyond. I just
D&D
added
Beyond!
my rapier +1 so easily. Like, you know, back in the 80s.
Tell me more.
Yeah, back in the 80s.
Yeah, you were.
You're gonna leave us with a cliffhanger there.
I was in a very famous TV
show.
So,
little Bojack.
The way that criminal contact works is you do have a reliable and trustworthy contact who does act as your liaison to a network of other criminals, which is Yarlax, who is in the Oasis. On that much, we're on the same page. It says you know how to get messages to and from your contact, even over great distances, i.e. from you to him. Specifically, you know the local messengers, corrupt caravan masters, and seedy sailors who can deliver messages for you. That does not say anywhere there will always be someone specifically that you know ahead of time in every village.
And get a message though.
Yes,
right?
but what I'm saying,
anywhere,
what that's saying is you have the ability to walk around, work in, and find the right types of people to be looking for to make that happen. I just want to be clear that we're both on the same page, that you're not like, oh yeah, Jeff is here. I know that guy.
I'm trying to relay a message.
Okay, yeah, by all means, and that was my confusion. I'm sure I just misunderstood your intention. I thought you were saying I thought that you thought there would literally be like another Yarlax, like literally everywhere, and I was like, brother.
I guess Yarlax would be a good person to get the message to, so I will message him.
You can also change who your contact. I just assumed that because you kept saying your contact when we were in the Oasis, that Yarlax was the one because he was also excommunicated from the curtain. But if you want to change your contact at any point off someone else you know, please let me know. Just as long as I know which contact you're talking about.
I'm of the understanding that Yarlax, in the same circumstances as me, and he's also he knows others who have been. Because when we first talked, he was saying that we didn't get into it, but he was talking about how I'm not the only one like him.
Yep.
So I'm pretty much going to send a message to him explaining the assassination attempt, and pretty much just to tell him to warn the brothers, keep on guard. They might be coming for you as well if they're coming for me, and to pretty much essentially just stay vigil in case I show up, and that kind of thing. Just be aware that they know we're out here still, and that we're not safe, and to just keep an eye open for friendly faces, for trustworthy faces from the days of olden.
And what is your preferred method of contact? You know that Yarlax likes to send ravens back to you, but
yeah, I was going to say crow.
Okay, crow.
Because I'm a little bit familiar with crows now, but also in my past, I always had a pet crow in my kind of like my throne room, my office, and he would perch up on my shoulder, on my arms chair, on my whatever else.
Like Giovanni's Persian, but it was your crow.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool.
But he was also trained. He was also trained as a carrier crow. So you can get like a couple grams of whatever to and from in terms of paper, in terms of, whatever needs to be moved. He could carry a little bit of weight on him as well. So I'm going to use a crow to get the message. And others will know that when they see the crow, it's coming from me, I'm sure, because it was kind of a signature thing.
Cool.
And then after I do that, like I said, I'm beelining it, so I wanted to do everything quickly. I want to rush back to Galio and Ezra, and essentially tell them the same thing. Just let them know there was an assassination attempt on my life, and the crew's doing fine. Just fill them in on everything. We took out a vampire house. Just literally just tell them just the basics of everything they're missing because they've been on a boat for 2 days, 3 days longer than us. And then I'm gonna rush back to our boat.
The Freljordians that are on ship, when you come on, they do let you come talk to your guy and all that stuff. They warn you. They're like, hey, the next place that we stop by is gonna look real creepy. Don't get off the ship. Just ignore it. Take the rest. Keep going with us.
I'm gonna say thank you for the advice, and I'm gonna say, do you have anything in terms of extra coats that you'd have prepared, even if they're thin or old or worn down? Any winter gear for the crew?
They're getting ready to depart ship again. They're basically like, they'll look, and when you port in Demacia, they'll throw you whatever they found if you're not covered already, or if whatever you buy isn't enough.
Hey, Arrow.
Yeah.
I'm about to post a big text box of all the little bric-a-brac things I'm looking for, and we don't have to waste a lot of time. Just give me a number and tell me yes, no, or you didn't get whatever.
Just pick something that doesn't make you overpowered and go with that.
No, this is all more role-playing stuff.
Oh, come on. Okay.
It's the goods we need: metal for armor, the barrel for Ezra's pistol. I'm not trying to do anything outrageous. I just didn't want to assume I could get everything, and I don't know how much money I have to spend for it.
You got the metal for Ezra's pistol when you went to the goblin shop. The cloaks, clothes, and boots, cold weather gear for everybody. Basically, it's 5 gold for a set of cold weather clothing for each party member. And you guys can pick what you want that to look like. I know that you started alchemy. You got plenty of alchemical reagents. Even when you just went through the Diddler's house, he had a little bit of a alchemical... he was into that. Gunpowder, have 120 GP to spend plus some trade goods. So basically, as far as the stuff you wanted to help make stuff, you gathered all of that when you were doing the stuff in the Diddler's house as well as the toy shop, just taking all that random stuff. The long story short is, for every one person's cold weather clothes set, there's just going to be 5 gold for a good cloak, like fur-lined boots, trousers, and the like. Again, party members will be able to choose. We're assuming that the party members are like, you know, whatever you thought was going to look good on you. The only party members that will be able to choose what they're wearing, unless you buy for them, are going to be Ezra and Galio. Galio has his own style, and he doesn't wear stuff when he's in the Freljord because he's from there, and that's just how dragons are sometimes, I guess. You are totally able to send a letter home. Food for the meat bags and all that stuff is stuff that we generally just assume you guys get, and I don't worry about cost of it and stuff. Unless you guys are like so broke at some point that I have to start worrying about it. Be like, you guys, like, you're down to like 5 gold pieces somehow. Like, are you gonna buy food or water before you set off on your ship or stuff like that? You know what I mean? Did that answer all of your questions?
Yes, the raw rubber I wanted for a mouthpiece training mouth guard for Haleth, so I assume I could get some of that too.
Yeah.
That way he can practice biting without actually hurting anybody.
That is... Literally, Amy Proto is the most considerate player character of all player characters. Time and time again. Sylvan, was there anything you wanted to accomplish?
Yes. Haleth, how are you feeling? Are you cold?
Haleth isn't cold yet. And it's not that cold down here. It's kind of like going from Southern California to Northern California in September.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm glad almost all of us knows what that means.
So, is this some joke I'm too Floridian to get?
Yes. It's like going from Florida to Southern Alabama in August.
No, I don't.
I don't think you've ever been to Targon, have you? Shall we go sightseeing?
And you won't have a lot of time to sightsee, but you can get off and just take him about.
That's what we'll do.
All right.
And, just touch base. Check and see how he's feeling with everything.
I buy 2 extra sets of winter clothing just in case we come across the vagabond we adopt. Oh, plus William. So I buy William a set.
That's very caring.
2 extra sets in case we don't want our prisoner to freeze to death, or somewhere along the line we find somebody we want to keep.
All right. And Haleth, for whatever it's worth, Sylvan is loving doing the touristy thing. He wanted to like throw all the sand everywhere, like, because this is beach sand, not desert sand, for the first time. And he wanted to sample all the kebabs, and like he's in there like clawing at fish on the beach and stuff. Like, he almost didn't get him off the beach because everything was so new, even just getting off the boat. He also, most interestingly, wants to try alcohol for the first time. He wants to try some rum punch.
Traditionally, when a hunter gets his first kill, you can have a shot of alcohol. I think you've earned that right. Sure, let's get you a drink.
All right.
Also, give me a number, because when he was going for the kebab, I've never had a use for money. But if he is this excited about eating food, we went to town.
Yeah.
We like I'm thinking we emptied carts stalls of their meat. So how much did I spend?
Easily like 12 entire gold pieces off of just like clearing an entire cart of its kebabs and sausages and fish and everything like that. Like, you and remember, like, gold goes longer a lot, but we kind of ignore copper and silver because it's annoying and I don't care, and it just detracts from the game in my opinion. But 12 full gold pieces on just clearing this dude's cart, like, you just paid for his kid's school for another year and also his house. Or his rent anyways for the month.
What do we say?
Send that to Haleth?
Mm-hmm. As we're walking away.
Haleth's gut is just bloated to here. Like, he's got these crazy big muscles and fur, and he's just like waddling at this point. He's like, "Do we get to go into town now?" And as this is happening, like, LaRue's coming back with a new sword, and Amy's got all these. Well, they're all in your bag of holding, I assume. And Gus is just like, you can see that like a bird flies, and you know he's like whispering with somebody, and that dude like slinks away, and Gus is coming back in like normal Gus form, and Haleth is like, "Do we get to go now?" And the Freljordians are all like, "Hey, it's time to leave. Like, we gotta leave port."
Right. Yeah, let's head back to the waddle back to the ship.
Haleth literally was so excited with all the new stuff that he just tuckered himself out on the beach there.
You were covered in sand. We'll get you clean. I don't actually know if does Druidcraft let you clean people?
I can air dry them.
So, yeah,
no, I don't think I can clean him. I can just puff of wind. Just puff of wind.
I can blow him clean, so to speak.
Oh. Okay.
Please blow your son clean.
Blow my son clean.
Wow. All right. The next leg of the journey, right about in this area.
Before we leave, though, I'm gonna tell them everything that the Freljordian guys told me about. Don't get off the boat at the next stop, and whatever you need, blah blah, all the stuff they told me. But yeah, just so the crew knows.
Yes.
So go ahead.
Speaking of that specifically, these islands in here, Shad, you're gonna like this.
I already like it.
Well, it's just I know that you'll catch the reference, which I appreciate. Is the one that you're told to steer clear from. Everybody can see it. Oops, that was not big enough. Everybody can see it that does use the telescope, provided that whoever is willing to pass it off. It is nighttime as you pass by, and it just looks like the sketchiest set of islands you have ever seen. It looks a lot like this.
Is that
Zelda? It's definitely Definitely.
Is that Wind Waker?
Definitely
I'll move the Discord a little bit so everybody can see that.
Without a doubt, that's Wind Waker.
It's a set of 5 or 6 islands, and these are the ones that the Freljordians had warned you about. They were like, just steer clear of those, and you get inland a little bit. But whoever's on watch, I'm sure it's just so interesting that you probably shared for whoever else was around the telescope to be able to see. But yeah, it's 4 or 5, 6 islands right in let's get us back to the map here. Oops, not that one. This one. Right about here is where you actually saw that.
Did they tell you?
Oh no! I deleted the map instead of the circle on accident. Gosh darn. My apologies, everybody. This is why I'm supposed to put it on a map layer, and I always forget to do it. What were you saying, Sylvan?
Did they tell you why we should stay on the ship?
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
Who's on guard right now?
No.
Like, who's steering the ship? It was the middle of the night, correct?
Ooh. Taylor Mayf. Oh, hi, Taylor. Hey. Thank you for the follow, for making an account and everything. That's awesome. I appreciate it greatly. Everyone, that's my friend Taylor from Oregon. I presume, anyway. Supporting us in our endeavors. What were you asking?
I can be standing guard.
I was gonna say, who's on guard and what time of night is it?
It's about 11 p.m. You know, by next morning, you're going to be in Demacia.
Yeah, I'll be on guard with you.
Admittedly, I'm less paying attention to the surroundings and more trying to make the sword dance, even though I know that it won't on its own, but maybe it will.
It thus far has not danced or done nothing.
Yet.
On its own. Thus far. Yeah, I did say thus far. I'm going to make this prettier.
Oh yeah, we're not in the city anymore. I can change the music.
Oh, yes, please. Is it better if I free... Yeah, freehand. All right. This was... the scary place. And you know... and you know that by tomorrow morning, and does it... unless anybody has any objections, we'll get to the Demacian port. What kind of cold weather clothes did the party get here?
I've got a pretty blue cloak. It's got fur on the sides, and it makes my eyes pop.
All right.
LaRue, did you have me covered?
Yeah. Did you prefer green or did you prefer pink?
I would love like a dark sage green.
That is totally what we got you.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to the people that went and got clothing as well and see what they got me.
They basically got you whatever you wanted, like how, like so you can describe what your character looks like, unless you want to put it in their hands.
I was under the impression that they were retrieving something for me, but
they were. But what I'm saying is, like you, Aleppo, have the option to describe what you look like, and we just assume that they got, like, they retrieved what that looked like. You know what I'm saying?
So,
I don't think you should let me pick. You won't like it.
I don't know why you hate me. I really don't. But I genuinely don't understand why LaRue doesn't like Gus. That's something. That's a dynamic that's really confused me, considering how well we've gotten along in the last month and how much we've done for each other in terms of.
She has more shit with Ezra.
Which is still confusing to me. Anyway, so I'm gonna have like a very thick kind of leather coat, not coat, but like vest with fur on the kind of like around the neck and coming out from the arms, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I'm wearing underneath will keep my arms warm. But essentially, what I'm getting is kind of like a thick, kind of heavy, furred vest that has like thick, hard leather on the outside that goes underneath my armor. but you can see the fringes of it coming out from my armpits and my neck. And then on my legs, covering my legs, I have kind of like Star Wars ARC Trooper, like the little like half skirt that goes down to my calves, which is essentially just like just a thick piece of like treated leather.
All right.
That's what mine will be. So that I can be mobile and nimble still, but not freeze to death.
Yes, I literally am still tobacco free. We're going on a month and a half now, I believe, or something like that, Trey. Thank you for asking. I say that mostly as a humble brag. I was hoping for claps from the audience.
Hey, you already told me I'm impressed.
I clap.
Indeed. So, with you guys and your new coats and all that stuff are looking fresh, welcome to the port of Demacia. It is another big city port. This time, the Freljordian ship in front of you actually has to stop and provide proof of ownership and stuff like that. As each of you port, Demacian guards actually get not on your ship but come up to your gangplank, and basically they're doing the whole customs thing, like where are you from, what's your business, stuff like that. Who is speaking for the party?
I'll take it if no one wants it.
I feel like it's typically Amy. I'm also good at talking, but I feel like we usually give it to Amy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good at talking too, but Amy's kind of like the logical, get the message across without revealing too much information kind of girl.
Okay.
Yeah, I would just say, can we really own anything? I mean, what does that even mean?
The Demacian guard is like, yes, you can. Proof of ownership, please.
You should speak to Amy.
Just very, very hastily said after he tried to be like deep with the guard. Yeah, you should speak to Amy.
We should have our sale contract with Captain whatever his name was.
Specifically, you do, yes.
Yeah, well, I show it to him and tell him, greetings, I am Amy Proto from House Vermington. I've been doing some marketing research, and we're going up to the Freljord area, so we're just stopping in for a quick resupply overnight thing. If there's any custom duties or if you need to search our ship, you may do so. We are carrying no cargo at this time and have nothing to declare.
I posted this picture up just so you can see how the Demacian guards in the city are dressed and their general build and what they wield and stuff like that. That picture up there right now is just the average Demacian guard in the capital city, which this port is in the capital city, and you can see that it is absolutely bustling. I'll bring up for those unfamiliar. I'll bring up another picture of like what Demacia looks like as a whole. It's gorgeous.
It really do be though.
It really do be. In fact, there's a great picture. A lot of it's like chaos, and some of it's really awesome. There you go. Up and link a new tab. Make sure I save it. And you guys have ported. You guys have ported. See, everybody can see the sea right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This Demacian capital city, you can see it is ginormous. It just spans for miles and miles beyond this port.
What's bot not working, man?
Wow, that's so cool.
Anyways,
I'll nudge Haleth when we get there and wake him up and say, "We're here, ready for round 2."
He gets out. He's like, "I'm so excited for more fish!" And as Amy Proto is having this like pretty chill professional conversation with this Demacian guard, Haleth comes running, screaming, flies out of the ship, jumps straight into the frigid water, and is swimming up to the beach. Completely ignored the dock he could have ran on and walked on.
Classic.
Cats.
Classic Haleth. The guard's like, "What the hell was that?" He's asking you, Amy Proto.
That is the adopted son of some of my business partners. He's a little excited to see your wonderful city. Sylvan here will go corral him and keep him from running into anybody in his excitement. Sylvan, you want to chase him down, please?
A bear comes crashing out.
The guard's like,
does the same thing and jumps into the water and starts swimming.
Druid. He's a
like
druid.
Swords drawn, like.
He's a druid. I yell, Sylvan, they don't like bears running around the city. Take your normal form.
You're already bear swimming, right?
Yeah, I'm already bear swimming.
Yeah, you're pretty... all Sylvan hears is like the splash of him swimming as a bear, really. The guard looks at you, obviously flabbergasted by what's happening for him, and he's just like, just make sure you don't cause any more trouble than that. How about?
We'll do our best, sir.
And you hear him whisper under his breath. He's like, "Now let's go check out these fucking Eskimos." He's talking about the Freljordians, as they're making the way up to that ship.
Political tension.
The other guard is like, "Yeah, snow monkeys."
Oh God.
So, did Sylvan ever change back?
No.
Well, I'm gonna run down the dock and try to catch him at the beach and explain to them that in this city, if he runs around as a bear, some guard's likely to run him through. So he needs to be on his best behavior, and he doesn't have to be an elf, but he's got to be something humanoid.
Very well. I'll shift back and say, but people really should get more comfortable around bears. They're much safer than you people.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Bears
really.
are perfectly capable of meteorology, Nemo. That's a quote no one would get, but it's okay.
I'll tell you right now, I didn't get it.
Because
I also did not get it.
it was in the book that I wrote.
What?
You can't reference. You can't reference something only you know. It's not a reference.
I know.
What?
I know. I can't just quote my own shit.
Literally just saying nonsense.
Are we mad? Are we
He just
mad?
freestyling up here.
I'm just
off the top.
I'm just plugging.
Off the dome.
I'm just plugging. All right. Anyways, Haleth wants to do all that same stuff that he did last time. Is there anything anybody else wants to find in Demacia? This is about a 4-hour pause before you get up to the frozen tundra of the north.
No, but I do want to go to the Frasian ship after the customs.
Freljordian.
Freljordian.
Hey, he said it.
Ask if I can come aboard to visit my friend Ezra.
Yeah.
And then I will deliver warm clothing and boots and 2 bottles of rum to him and I forgot the guy that's in jail. I forgot his
Galileo.
name. Galileo.
Amy, you were just the most supportive player ever.
Well, I'm shooting for Den Mother of the Year, so when the year's up, let me know if I win the award.
I went and checked up on them, but I didn't have anything to bring them.
And let them know if they haven't been appraised that we're getting pretty close to where we're going.
Yeah, that's a good thing because they actually had no idea. Ezra, like Luis, don't forget you can be Ezra or Vosh as the situation presents itself.
For sure.
Ezra, here's some rum. Have they been feeding you guys?
They have.
And I just run over to the bottle of rum and just doinking start. Amy, I've never been so happy to see you.
Some fast acting rum.
It looks like we're going to be there, tomorrow, I guess?
So we're 4 hours or so?
Something like that, yeah.
Here's some warmer stuff to wear. Here's some for Galio. Anything you need or you want?
This should. You gave me. This is 2 bottles, right?
Yeah.
For a 4-hour trip. Yeah, this should be enough. Thank you.
Okay.
If you say so.
Well, I would say don't do anything I wouldn't do, but yeah, I know you're gonna do whatever you want. So, hopefully I'll see you when we get there. Oh, by the way, Galio, I've been working on your defense. I think I haven't had a chance to do a lot of research on your society, which I'm gonna try to see if I can do that real fast. But they don't like snow monkeys, I guess they call you guys here. But
Galio's like, hey, Amy. At the word snow monkeys.
That's just what I heard the Demacian guards referring to you guys when they were walking over to this ship. So, just so you know, so we're on the same page. I plan to present a defense that you're not really responsible, even though you think you are, because your god, Volibear, basically took over your body, spent a lot of power, overwrote your mind. I mean, if they want to put their own god on trial, they can, but so that's what we're going with. It's not exactly temporary insanity, but it's sort of close. And so that's what I'm thinking. You know, it's a god's action, not yours. You are responsible for splitting after the fact, but you were sort of not in the right frame of mind, so we'll try to talk him into just assigning you some deadly task to perform or something. And so that's what I'm thinking. Catch you later. I'm out of here. I gotta make sure those other people don't accidentally sink our ship or start a fight or catch something on fire.
Hey, good night, Trey. We'll talk to you later, brother. Thanks for coming in.
Eat something they're not supposed to eat, you know.
Yeah, Galio's like, I never thought about it like that. I was just going to tell him I did it and accept the consequences.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously we're not going to argue you didn't do it. But, I mean, literally, you were momentarily an avatar for a power and an entity far beyond the mortal ability to understand or control. So, I mean, from your own admissions, you kind of don't even know exactly what happened. So,
yeah, he doesn't. He has no idea.
So that's what I'm thinking. And you can give that some more thought in the next couple hours. Urza, you're like, if you're not too well, hopefully court won't be until after you sober up, because you might have to be our mouthpiece on this. So you know the plan too.
Gus, roll a perception check.
All right, so
Gus and LaRue perception check. Justin, did you turn purple?
I wouldn't be on the ship at this time.
Maybe. No, you wouldn't be. That's why I'm asking for a perception check.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have something that I would be doing at the same time.
You and LaRue would be doing stuff, which is why I'm asking you both for perception check.
Yeah, just making sure that we're on the same page.
Yep.
My perception is 16.
Okay. LaRue?
Perception check for everybody?
Just you. And Gus.
Oh.
In the places that you guys are at. Amy, as you're leaving, there's a rather... I think the word is thick with a couple C's. Freljordian, who is now dressed, female, now dressed and getting ready to do cold weather stuff, and she's asking you as you're leaving. She's like, "Did you see the bard down there? Did he mention me?"
No, actually, didn't get a chance to say too much because I was explaining to them a lot of things they needed to know in a short amount of time.
She basically wants to know what kinds of things he likes, how to win his heart. Ezra, I'm sure you remember the thick Freljordian from earlier.
Oh, I remember.
How could you forget?
How could you forget?
Like a day-old oatmeal bowl. Thick as shit.
But easy to forget for sure.
But easy to forget.
Considering I
Justin's face when you said that.
Really, like.
Considering I pretty much only understand how people in a research laboratory interact with each other and stuff, do I even have a effing clue of like what information would actually be of use to her, or
Well,
if I know it?
She asked what kinds of things he likes, and you literally just brought him 2 bottles of rum. So like you know objective things that like Ezra, like I know that you know based off that action that you know objective things that Ezra likes. What Amy would do with that information, I don't know. That's up to you.
All right. Well, I'll tell her. I don't know if there'll be any direct correlation to his emotional status or connection with people, but I do know he likes alcohol, specifically rum, and he likes music, and he likes to be called Captain. Captain. So perhaps those things would be of use to you. I'm not particularly adept at matters of the heart because I only have a weird magical one, so I don't know what to tell you. Good luck.
All right. LaRue, what was the perception check?
10.
Okay. And Gus, what kinds of things were you trying to accomplish here in Demacia?
Same thing as the last town. I'm gonna go in and try to just really, as much as I can, get that same message across. I want everyone who's still loyal to me, anyone who's been kind of been hexed and had their memory wiped, similar to me, anyone who's still a true curtaineer, if you will. I'm just gonna get that message out. I'm gonna find the seedy people and I'm gonna relay that information.
All right. I'll tell you what, brother. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, tell me what.
I will tell you what. I'll tell you what. Just like this. How about roll me a persuasion? And this is just to see how. Actually, and if you can think of something you'd prefer to roll instead that would make sense here, I'm looking for how to get the message out and in a way that makes people want to get involved.
I think persuasion's fine.
Okay.
I didn't roll great for it. I rolled a 13.
Okay. And that's just gonna be like every time you're sending out this message. How sneaky and persuasive it is how sneaky and persuasive it is.
I mean stealth. I could have used stealth now.
No, not literal stealth.
Sneaky.
Yeah, but like sneaky is in getting to the right ears and not the wrong ears.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yes, sir. How is everybody turning purple? I want to turn purple.
Oh, I have a lamp that changes color.
Oh.
Yeah, I got lamps that change color too.
Man, I want to be purple like everybody else. Dude, that's so cool. All right.
Can I?
LaRue, yes.
Yeah, so there are bustling streets and such, correct?
Absolutely.
I realize that I'm out of money, so I would like to do what I used to do, which is, just silly little circus tricks on the side with like a hat open for people to throw coins into. And, while I'm kind of flipping through the crowd, if I happen to brush past someone's purse pocket, accidents could happen.
All right. How many times are you willing to roll this sleight of hand?
I mean, are there guards around? Like,
plenty. It's wartime.
It's the middle of a capital city as well.
Yep.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm feeling lucky.
Okay. So, for the games and stuff, is this just you're being entertaining? And working for some money? All right, so for every, let's say you've attracted at least a small crowd 3 times, so I'll take 3 performance checks. And on each of those, there was someone you felt like you could pickpocket. So 3 performance and 3 sleight of hand.
I'm going to use my luck point because I got a nat 1 for the first performance.
Ay.
And they're like sketchy.
Okay, 15 for the first performance.
All right.
Nice.
How the fuck do you spell sleight? Is that right?
SLEIGHT.
Sleight of hand.
Got a hidden PH at the end, but it's silent.
So that was a 15 for the performance and a 19 for the first sleight of hand for the first one.
All right, give yourself 10 gold.
My second performance was a 20.
Okay.
My second sleight of hand was a 23.
20 gold.
Ooh.
Third performance, an 18.
Mm-hmm.
Last sleight of hand, a 23.
Woo! All right. That was 20
The
plus...
only good rolls all night.
You
Bravo.
can fact check all of those on the Discord.
Yep. Now, you will net yourself 60 gold total, as it's a bustling city, and LaRue is doing what LaRue used to do best before she became a killing machine.
That's why I'm calling me LaRue.
All right. Gust's message is out. This time, making it into Demacia, Gust, you did get a letter back via Raven, which is Yarlax's preferred method. And the letter didn't say much. What's that?
Oh, is it Yarlax? Yarlax is in Oasis Yarlax?
Yes.
Okay.
Only one Yarlax. I know that it sounded crazy.
Just making sure you didn't get it confused again.
Yeah, no, Yarlax.
Yeah.
Not the leader of the Crimson Curtain is Edmund. Edmund, the Sinister of House
Sinister,
Minister.
Sinister, the
Yep.
Drow.
Yep. Yarlax is the contact in the Oasis, which is your main contact. And the message back to you is basically like, be safe. Let me know if I can help somehow, even though you will be on the other end of the world. I have one man in the Freljord, but his identity is secret. He'll find you, don't look for him.
Understood. I get it. I'm not gonna reply with that, but I'm gonna read that, and I know what he means. Obviously,
Yeah.
That's a common, thing we used to do.
Yep. Yeah, Sylvan and Haleth are doing their thing, having a ball, beach blast. This time, Haleth actually makes it into the city. People are terrified of Haleth, Sylvan.
Good.
Don't you mind them? They just don't know any better.
Yeah,
They don't know good company when they see it.
So, you guys got a warno prior to entering Demacia. They hate magic. They acknowledge its existence. They hate it. They will lock up wizards, straight up, and they're extremely uncomfortable with like non-humans of any variety.
Oh, so we're getting
Are they
a lot
the
of looks.
baddies?
We're getting a lot of looks here.
Well, the Demacians or the Noxians could be the bad guys depending on how you choose to look at it as this campaign goes on, which is, to me, the most fun, actually. Part of this is the political aspect that we're going to start broaching more on as time goes on and get introduced to each of the societies, especially if you go back to Mount Targon and all that, because that's where characters like Leona and Diana and Tarek are from.
Right.
Yeah. So that'll all be super cool. That's certainly for another chapter because we're starting the Freljord chapter anyways. But yes, Demacians, just for everybody's information, and the Freljordians did give you a warning brief. This is actually, and I'm sorry, I forgot to mention it, Gus. This would have been in the warning brief they gave you at the last rest stop in Mount Targon. Aside from stay away from Spooky Island, they would have been like, hey, and when we get to Demacia, don't be doing magic. Like, understand that they're a very strict, they're a tight butthole culture. In all of the senses, they're
I would have relayed all that information.
Yes, I'm sure you would have. I just forgot to mention it when I was.
Which maybe would have prevented Sylvan from jumping in as a bear, depending on. Now that we're retroactively, but I doubt it. Yeah, I know Sylvan like being a bear.
But it doesn't matter.
It's a minor illusion when I was scamming people, but it's fine.
Yeah,
it's hard to tell. Also,
yeah, it is.
It's a minor illusion.
The long story short is that also helps you picture how things. A lot of other towns and villages, particularly in fantasy settings, do have a certain amount of mundane magic in their everyday lives. Demacia does not. All the torches are oil lit. Everything is mechanical. The wells are wells. No one is doing magic stuff. Alchemy and stuff is okay. That's not viewed as like arcane magic or innate magic. That's just science. But it is a science culture. It is a very religious culture. So things along the lines of miracles, totally acceptable. When you're talking about like priests, clerics, paladins, stuff like that, they eat that shit up. But when you start looking at magics of the arcane, they hate it. They just hate it.
When I look around, is there any high up place? Like, what's the highest up vista?
The highest vista, literally, wait, was it in the other Demacia picture? The highest vista is the very top, either of this, it would definitely be up here, but that's not a very good picture of it. The spires of the eastern and western wall of Demacia. Let me see if I can get us a good picture here.
Does it look climbable? Like somewhere...
Oh, no, this is like... Well, okay, wait. In what form are you talking about?
I want to go somewhere very high up where I can physically look out. Like a tourist vista.
This will be a better image then that's perfect for you, I'm pretty sure. I'm getting a lot of different artist interpretations of Demacia, which is fun, too.
That is cool.
There are lots of buildings like these. Sort of something that have, like, Spider-Man has all these... you know, skyscrapers to jump off. Demacia loves its towers for no reason. As you can see, there are towers and watchtowers everywhere.
All right, I'll find a particularly cool-looking tower and say, let's go have ourselves a look.
All right. And are you going to try and climb it in elf form?
Yeah, no, like, we're just going to try and walk up there. Like, I'm just trying to go to a tourist spot.
Like an actual literal tour. I thought you were like sneaking atop.
No, I'm not doing anything crazy. We're just trying to be tourists.
No, it's what's called the old lighthouse as opposed to the new lighthouse, which you guys have seen happen in a lot of places, I'm sure, with like castles and stuff like that. But the old lighthouse is one of the biggest Demacian attractions because it's rumored that thousands of years ago, that was the same lighthouse that was used to hold a very ancient, powerful wizard. And the ancient, like, King Jarvan I was the one who imprisoned him up at the top of the old lighthouse. So that's become a huge tourist attraction now.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know who that is. But someone has no clue. Oh, we'll just go up there and take a look. Is it cool?
Oh, yeah, it's so cool.
Awesome.
You can see the old picture of Demacia. You can see a lot of all of this. Really nice, cool. You can see everybody hustling, bustling, how busy the city streets are. Most, probably notably from a political perspective, is you can also see all of the war games happening out just beyond the city. You can see that there are several men. Think of like remember that Mulan camp? All the dudes just out there being bros, climbing poles and fighting with swords and shit.
Get down to business. To defeat
the Noxians, exactly. There's a lot of going on about that. There are lots of patrols, even though, and you've got a perfect vantage point of this, and I'm not sure how you want to explain it to Haleth, because he's like, hey, like, why are all these armored dudes all around? Because there are just so many patrols. There's entire battalions mobilizing, getting ready to leave, and leaving. And when you look inside the city walls, everything just looks perfectly normal.
When he asks me that, I'll gesture out to the war games going on and ask him, well, what do you think they're doing out there?
Training?
For war. And each of them has something they're fighting for their country or their culture. The one here, for a little bit of xenophobia. But it's important. Every person out there training knows exactly what it is they're fighting for and where their loyalties are.
He looks at you, Sylvan, and with his big feline Kilosh eyes, and he's like, Dad, you're an elf.
Yes.
And other Dad, he's like a air dude.
Yeah, that's accurate.
He does know what you actually are, Gus. He's well familiar in Fawn, but he prefers to give you the... He doesn't say wind shitter out of respect, so he says air dude instead when he makes the same joke.
I hope my own kid doesn't call me the wind shitter.
No. He just pokes fun at you, like kind of like when you poke fun at your parents with the other parent or whatnot, because he says stuff about Sylvan to you only, stuff like that. But what he asks you, Sylvan, he's like, why do humans kill each other like that? What are they fighting about? Why can't they just live?
Bold question coming from a guy who ate another guy's heart in combat, but just saying.
But he means on grand scale, because he understood that these guys were attacking his father. He's protecting them in that instance. He's asking Sylvan, why does war happen, basically?
Fair.
Little one, I don't have the answer for why man kills man. But you are asking the right questions.
Well, who does have that
Thinking
answer?
like that. And one day you will find your answer.
I'm not sure if you caught that. I didn't mean to cut you off, brother. But he goes, well, who does have the answer?
It's up to everyone to decide for themselves. Not everyone kills for the same reason. It's important, when you make the step to take a life as you have, you know what it is you're fighting for.
I'm sure we can all hear the Mulan song.
Yeah,
no.
it's stuck in my head.
Yep. So between now Sylvan and Gus interactions, you have all. I'm looking at a better way to call the system, but you're humanizing Haleth, and that's you've put a point on the scale toward humanizing as opposed to becoming a serial killer, basically.
Cool.
Between all of our conversations and interactions.
He's so through, dude.
Vosh, down below deck, dude is just staring at you, brother. Down below deck, on Ezra's ship, however, our thick Freljordian. Did you write down what I said her name was? Because I didn't.
I believe it was Helga.
No, I started to say Helga, and I said, no, wait, that's the shop.
Olga. It was Olga.
Yeah, that's right. I stuck with something that sounded very similar because I didn't have anything on the spot. I actually started pulling up just a random list of names for everybody now, so I can stop doing that because I did it 3 times this campaign already. Literally giving the same person the same name twice, which were names from other people from other campaigns too, which is more fun. But long story short, she comes down with 2 more big bottles of rum. And a novelty sailor's captain's hat. And she just gives you this she's also wearing and she shows you because none of the other guards around, she bought a bikini while she was in Demacia.
Oh, good golly.
And she just pulls up her fucking furs and stuff to show you that she's like I just wanted you to know I have a fun side. She says it very aggressively. She's like, I have a fun side. Okay? I think you'd really like me if you gave me a chance. And she fumbles for words. She goes, Captain.
This is hot.
What is
No, this is good. Whatever it is, keep it going.
All right, sweetheart. Maybe I had you all.
Just eating. He's like, I'm into it.
Maybe I had you all figured out wrong. As I kind of head over and try to finagle the rum.
What race is she? Is she a Dragonborn too?
No,
making my heart race. I can tell you that.
Freljordians are generally human and dwarf. It's Galio. Galio specifically, his clan is the only clan of Dragonborn in the Freljord at all.
I was so picturing a Dragonborn in a bikini. Please continue. I'm sorry.
No, this is just a thick chick. About
Thick.
5'9", 180, very muscular.
It's my
Like a
favorite
math
subclass.
textbook.
Long braids. She looks like she could crush Ezra's head between her thighs, like a watermelon. Just splat.
Oh?
She's yeah.
I'm into that.
I'm getting Chun-Li vibes.
Yeah. That's not far from inaccurate, yeah.
Alright, well, I'm definitely guzzling down that rum. Now that I've pictured the watermelon.
Alright. And what she's driving at, she's just like, and when we get back to the village, you stop on by my hut anytime.
Oh, you bet I will. And then, in an attempt to even try to enchant her even more, I pull out my loot.
Word. You also know for sure that she is looking for a husband here. How you can tell when someone's looking for one thing or another. She's looking for someone, a partner.
Yeah, I'm still gonna fuck. Oh wait, yeah, I'm still gonna pull out the loot.
Okay.
A loot's not the worst thing he could have pulled out right there. So I'm happy with
Arguably one of the best. Yeah.
All right, here I go. Daddy needs a new.
Roll that performance.
Oh, a new waifu.
Oh, I rolled a 15.
A 15. No, she's in shit. Is this a song you wrote about her? Or at least bullshitted about her?
Of course.
You and I are musicians. We know how that works. When you're like, yeah, I wrote something about you, and you play some other song, and you add their name in it and shit. That's exactly
Change a couple things here and there. It's like a Mad Lib.
Yeah, you just play like fucking 4 chords and make sure that their name is in it, and beautiful and stuff. Yeah, and you nail it. You can see that she is swooning. You can see that she's not used to this, and you know for sure that she would do the things that bards like to do with NPCs. But you also know, because Ezra's smart enough to know that what she's looking for is a partner. She's going about it like she's looking for a physical thing, but you know that she's looking for a partner.
Terrific. And then I let her know at the end of the song, once this is all over, I'll give you a call.
Galio's clapping from his cell. Because he's witness to this whole thing.
I just look back at Galio and give him the classic. The little wink. The wink.
He tries to do it back, but he's got dragon tongue and teeth, and he's like... snap. He just thumbs up. And it's so weird, because he's just, like, kind of half naked. Like, the Freljordians, like... I know that Amy provided clothes, but, like, he didn't want them. Not for any reason. He's like, I'm not cold yet. Because that's Galio. He's just so head stubborn and head. So you've got his like other clothes, and so he's just wearing like the rags that the Freljordians gave him, and he's just like chilling, looking kind of beat up in the back, and he's like, nice. Nice.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Is there anything anybody else wants to accomplish before we continue our journey here?
Sick backflips.
Yeah, if I see her do a backflip, I'm going to do a backflip.
All right, you guys go ahead and do some backflips.
What do you think all those performance checks were for?
I assumed backflips.
Oh boy.
Hell yeah,
Performing backflipper.
Who's gonna do it the first double?
I got a 12.
Oh, good question.
You just need above a 10 to hit the backflip.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Are we going for the double backflip? I'll go for the double backflip.
I'll try it.
Yeah.
You won't.
To be fair, I could cheat and levitate myself mid backflip. Oh boy, I rolled worse. I rolled a 7, boys.
I did not one.
Oh, you're gonna break your neck.
But we both rolled a 7.
Interestingly enough, as you have created this, like, this crowd is drawn around you, like, oh my goodness, are you hurt? Oh, strangers, oh! And everyone's coming around and getting very close to both of you to check to see if you're okay.
Can I pick some more pockets?
Yes. I'm offering both of you the opportunity to do so here.
Yeah, I'm going, so as I see her making that move, I am going to kind of get up, pat myself off, and create a distraction to give her advantage.
Advantage on the roll?
I got 19 anyway.
All right. You'll be able to pick another pocket here then, because he is creating this advantage for you.
Do you want a second roll for that?
I like sneak her a wink as I see what she's doing. We both felt this backup, but I get her, so I'm like, go.
Do you want a second roll for the second pickpocket?
Yeah, go ahead and roll for that second pickpocket.
What I get from this, I'll share with Gust after.
Okay.
Ooh, it was only a 12 the second time.
Right. The 12...
Does she have advantage?
That we used it because she already had the 19. She opted
gotcha.
to go for a second action instead of rolling for the advantage, which I think was smart, because on the 12, sure, you nabbed another coin purse, that had 3 gold in it, but on that 19, you were able to grab one of the Demacian guard's daggers from his like boot hilt, and it looks special, shiny, and cool.
Nice. Okay, well.
It is it's a long, sleek looking like boot stiletto, and it appears to be made of obsidian.
Ooh, hey.
So well played, you two. Off the cuff, off of fucking up your backflips even.
Sick. That was the best nat one ever. I'm gonna tuck it in my coat, and I'm gonna look at Gust, and I'm gonna be like, should we get out of here?
Be like, you feeling okay? That backflip, you recovered? Good. And we kind of like hastily, holding our backs and just like, oh, we're good, thank you. We're gonna hit. Yeah, we're.
Play me out, Jedediah. Okay.
I'm gonna bump into her and be like, what's the haul? As we get out of earshot.
3 gold pieces. And a knife.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
It's a knife.
It is a neat looking knife.
They'd be like, you can have the knife, I'll take a gold.
That works for me. I got a pretty good haul earlier. Gold is yours.
Cool.
All right. Would anybody like to accomplish anything else before we move on up to the Freljord?
Just curious, the armor, like, are the armor stores here very good? I think I'd like to just kind of...
Oh, they're great.
Peek inside one that maybe specializes in leather. Just, take a look around.
Sure, what kind of stuff you're looking for?
Leather armor, studded leather armor. I think I have like the basic one right now, so I'm trying to do the nicer version.
Should be like then, 45 gold for one of those.
I don't know if they have enchantments or anything of that sort. Or maybe like some coating that...
It's like an old crone that runs the leatherworking shop. It's like, enchantments? What do you want your armor enchanted for? It's to protect your chest.
Well, perhaps to protect it maybe a little bit better. Or, I don't know. Sometimes armor has tricks.
You want a trick?
I recently saw a sword that can dance.
I prefer treats.
So they said. But you prefer treats? I have treats.
Treats?
I'll trade you a treat for a trick.
A treat for a trick? What kind of offer is that? I don't want to be tricked, I just want treats.
Well, you trick out the armor and I'll give you a treat.
I've got some tricked out armor right here.
Well, let's see it.
No, you'll like this. It's this studded leather armor. And the studded leather is... Do you remember that Rainbow Fish book? Where he had all those rainbow scales and he kept giving those rainbow scales away
to his, so everyone had one. Yeah,
it's studded leather armor, but all of that studded leather where it's all intermingled and stuff like that, it looks like that Rainbow Fish scale all over it. She goes, "This stuff's great in the water."
What's it do in the water?
Oh, it makes you swim faster, doesn't it?
Like a trout.
Like a trout indeed.
It's
also, if you drown or die underwater, it'll raise you up to the top so they can find you, and you might even find you survived.
Well, I'm not too...
Which out of roll, what I'm telling you is that this is Mariner studded leather armor. All right, it gives you a swimming speed equal to your walking speed. In addition, when you start your turn underwater with 0 hit points, the armor causes you to rise 60 feet toward the surface.
I mean, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty comfortable underwater, and this sounds pretty expensive. You got anything else?
I can do resistances.
Resistances? Like what?
Ooh. What do you ought to be resistant to?
That's a good question. I suppose if we're gonna be in an icy area, could you make me something that would make me resistant to the cold?
Cold resistance armor?
Yeah.
Why are you going somewhere cold for?
I don't know, sightseeing. I'm taking the lad out.
Taking the lad, that wee one right there. She points to the wee one who's the 7-foot-tall Haleth, who's like currently just like rifling through all these sets of like armor and tunics and stuff on things. Like, Dad, I think this one fits, and it's way too small for him.
That's my boy.
He's cute.
Human son, I'll be tiny Tim.
Amy's saying something to you in chat right now.
Oh,
I'm not reading.
Sorry.
I'm literally not reading chat because I'm keeping this
Sylvan. He's saying it to Sylvan.
Okay.
Resistant to teenagers. That's good. Yeah, good to know. I'm just kind of... I'm curious about pricing. Like, what kind of stuff they have right now. I'm probably not going to commit. But...
150 gold pieces for armor of cold studded.
Oh, wait. Is leather light armor?
Yes.
Or medium armor?
Studded leather is light armor.
And I can wear medium armor as a druid? Can I?
Can you?
Pretty sure.
Whoa, I've never worn. What's medium armor? What's that look like? I thought it was leather.
Oh, I know about that medium.
So chain shirts are medium, half plate technically medium, hide is medium.
Get that scale mail, baby.
Scale mail is medium. Spiked armor is medium.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well that changes a lot of things. I thought I was a light armor wearer or something, I guess.
She does.
Druids can wear medium, but the only non-metal medium armor I can think of is hide. So unless me or someone finds some special material, bug carapaces, ant keg shells, whatever, to make a medium armor non-metal, I think hide's the only medium, and hide and studded leather are the same AC.
Could there be scale mail with literal scales?
That's what he was kind of offering you, right?
Yeah, it was literally.
Yeah, but that's that would be studded leather.
That is studded leather, yeah.
All right, I'll probably pass. Unless.
Are you sure?
You wouldn't happen to have something that could like transform into armor for a bear, would you?
I got something like that.
You do?
Right, sure.
Like just visually or like actually?
Like actually.
Well, I mean, someone's the one talking, but
yeah, like if you got something that can like keep me armored as a bear, or like as whatever animal I am, that would be nuts.
Now the closest I've got is armor that you can make look like it's not armor.
The old glamour set?
Yep.
That's a fun one.
Well, I appreciate you showing me your wares. You have a lovely store. It's very
it is shoddy. It looks like garbage in there. It's just leather shit everywhere. Everything smells like tannin. Nothing is organized. It's just one old lady. But
nope,
this is also the highest recommended leather shop. Apparently they have the best craftsmanship. It's just the store's a mess. And Haleth is not helping because he's just reorganizing everything right now, looking at stuff.
Haleth, did you find anything you want?
Yeah, like 5!
What are they?
It's like literally 5 of the same leather vests. He's like, these look so cool. Wouldn't I look good in a vest, Dad? Could put some patches on it.
Do they look like they'll fit?
No. Like he could get into it, but the back would rip when he moved. On all
I
of
think
them.
they would look wonderful, but I do not think they are built for someone of your size. So let's just go ahead and put those back. Thank you very much. You've been lovely.
I could sew them together. They'd fit him fine.
Does that seem feasible? How much?
You look great in leather. You might want some chaps too. For the job, it would just take too long. Like you guys would have to leave. Unless you bought them and had Amy do that, depending on how much workload you're
buy the raw
her.
materials. Amy can do it on the way.
We could just find the raw materials. No, thank you very much. We'll be going.
You drive a hard bargain, I'll take it.
All right. Here you are. I'll hand her back her leather.
And thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure doing business. And she wants to throw Haleth a treat. It's like a little fish. She's got like a fishbowl swimming with fish that are like her pets, and she's like, "Does he want a treat?" Then, like reaching into her fishbowl of like pet fish, obviously.
Oh, hey, let's tell the nice lady she's like a fish.
She's absolutely batshit insane. Yeah.
We should bring her on the ship and work for us. I love it.
And
do you need a job?
She, as you say yes, she moves her hand and like flows her hand just like. And does a create water spell, and one of the fish goes flying, and Haleth is like, "Ha! Thank you," with like the fish tail so out of his mouth, like, "Thank you."
I look over my shoulder, see if anyone saw, like, out the window or anything. Go, are you crazy? I thought.
What are they gonna do? Put me in jail? I'm an old crone. And her eyes get kind of big. She's like, "Oh, well, you tell King Jarvan I'm ready to go to his brig any day."
King Jarvan, huh? Is he the one who started this magic band?
Magic band? No, heavens, it's been around since I was a gal.
Is she not a girl anymore?
Yeah, you seem to have a pretty good handle on, well, certain skills. Where did you learn?
It comes natural to someone as beautiful as me. She's not pretty. She looks like a crone. Like she's hunched as if she's been working on leather her entire life. You don't get the sense that she's in any way powerful. She just has a couple, like, you know, like it wouldn't surprise you if she did a prestidigitation or something like that.
Well, you have been a lovely host. Take care. I'll hand her a handful of good berries.
You drive a hard bargain, but I'll take it.
They're all yours. All right, let's go, Halo.
All right, and he's like, Dad, that was like the weirdest lady I've ever seen.
He's met Lulu, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, just wait. They keep getting weirder the further you go.
As you're making your way back, that's the last thing he's saying. He's like, I mean, Lulu's fun, but like she was like batshit insane. Do you see that thing with the fish? Just hand it to me, right?
I thought it was very convenient.
All right. That should be it for people accomplishing stuff in Demacia here, at least until the next time we're in Demacia, which, and I hate just throwing random stuff out here, but the next time you guys are in Demacia, it could potentially look just so different, depending on your actions as this campaign goes on, which will be a lot of fun. And with all that said, I guess everybody's ready to make it to the Freljord, yes?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What a fun day of journeying we've had. You do make it to the Freljord, and you know that you are going to the village of... Hope I can remember the name, because it might be hard to pronounce. Where's it at? I'm gonna go to object layer first. There we go. Freljord. Djarvang. The village of Djarvang.
Did we get a long rest on our way over, or a short rest or anything?
Yeah, you guys are gonna be rested. That's fine.
Does that also include Vash?
Yes.
Ooh,
Yay.
spooky sounds.
Oh, did we want to cut Bash free at one of these ports, or are we hauling his ass with us everywhere?
No one got rid of him, so he is in the Freljord with you. Unless you guys would actually legitimately like to cut him free at some point.
I mean, I want to have another talk with him before we free him. But if we want to free him in Demacia, then I mean I wouldn't be opposed to that. But again, I would have wanted to talk to him.
Imagine how inconvenient you take a job in Shurima and then they fucking let you go in the Freljord or whatever. That's like if a fly gets onto an airplane and it starts in California and ends up in fucking Arizona. Like,
It's like how the fuck am I getting back to anything that I remember or smell?
I will return downstairs to deliver another bag of good berries, though.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be down there talking to him when you're down there. I'm gonna like literally, if we're determined to let him go, before we leave port, I'm gonna have like a little discussion with him, kind of retroactively.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm gonna say to Vash, I'm gonna say, if we let you go, and promise to find and track down Edmund, and free this anyone under his control. Do you promise to not chase us any further, or will you go straight back?
I promise not to chase you.
And my crew, their lives are safe from you?
I put my life on it, I swear.
Good, because it might come to that. if you change your mind. And I need more details on this betrothed of yours.
I swear, I've already told you everything I know.
Who is she and what is she ill with? So that I may identify and also remedy the situation when we do finally silence the sinister one.
The doctors aren't sure, but it has something to do with her innards.
Her heart.
when she first was afflicted, it wasn't so bad, but over time the medication started getting more expensive as her sickness began to take hold, and it's not looking too good.
Who provides this medication for her?
As far as I know, the only person that can help is a doctor within the curtain.
Like, thank you. Thank you, Vash.
Yeah.
We'll let you go here in Demacia, but I better not see you or hear from you again until this situation is remedied.
You have my word.
Are we okay with letting Vash go, everyone?
LaRue forgot he was there.
I'm fine.
Nobody else gives much of a shit, I think.
I just want to make sure that. Well, obviously, Sylvan's probably okay because he's been feeding him, but.
I still want to get in a last conversation with him before we let him go entirely. I was going to try and talk to him alone.
Okay.
I was going to let him go after this and make sure he leaves the boat and gets on the dock as we sail away. So.
I think what that opens us up to, Sylvan, knowing your pseudo husband's plans, you could be the last one as Vosh is about to walk off the gangplank, so you've got your own final words with him.
All right, I'll do that. So Vosh, have you thought at all about our last conversation?
Thank you for the berries, but I'll be leaving now.
Where will you go?
It doesn't matter anymore. I'll just keep going.
But what about the woman you want to take care of? What about her?
I'll just have to figure it out.
You're in Demacia.
I'll be on my way now.
Great ambiance choice there, Shabs.
If you need help or a little bit of guidance, and as I say that, I will cast guidance on you, just for flavor. Find us. I can tell when one is lost and not in control of their fate. I like to help people find that control again. Be well.
I look at... sorry, go ahead.
No, that was it. Be well.
I look at Sylvan. Eyes maybe looking a little brighter than normal, and you see what looks like a cracked, a fake little smile. And then I cast invisibility, and I go on my way.
Farewell, Vosh. For now. What a send-off. That was awesome, you guys. Very, very well done.
And that way, we get to a Freljord, he can play Ezra, probably.
Yep. So, as you are all docking, basically you all dock and port in here. Anchor's necessary because it's a tight fit, but between Gus and LaRue, everything goes fine. You know, I'm not gonna ask for survival checks to make sure you don't crash into the cliffs or anything else like that. So you do get into port just fine. Everything else like that. You can see that there's one main. Excuse me. Chieftain hut. When the Freljordians dock and come out, Ezra basically gets off first and kind of gets pushed to the side over toward you guys. The rest, they come out in what appeared to be some sort of ceremonial garb. Each of them is dressed with like really fine furs. All of them are wearing a strict black. The colors that you've seen them wearing are sort of like Water Tribe, Avatar, Last Airbender from before, like lots of blues and grays and browns, and they're all, at least the four, they're not casket bearers because he's alive, but the four that are assigned to guard him and have him in chains, like hand, foot, chain, each has one guard dressed in all black furs, is being led up to the stairs where you can see there is a crew awaiting at the top of several people. As you get pushed over to the side, one of the ones that gets off the boat asks Amy if you need any clothes or if you got all set up and stuff.
No, of course we wouldn't be foolish enough to come up here without appropriate care. As you can see, we have it taken care of. But thank you for asking.
All of you are dressed in your, I assume, Freljordian attire. It's worth mentioning that it is literally so cold here. And this is particularly a mention for you as well, Amy, because you're talking about how unless it's cold enough to kill you, then it doesn't affect me. It is cold enough to kill you here in the Freljord, quite literally. So that actually brings into play a condition that we rarely talk about in Dungeons and Dragons called exhaustion. I'm letting everybody know this in advance for the rest of the Freljord campaign. If you end up exposed to the elements without wearing your cold weather gear, it becomes Constitution saves not to get levels of exhaustion. This actually is rules as written, by the way, not the Freljordian cold part. That's kind of hand waved by me about like using con checks when exposed to the elements in a bad way. Rules as written reads: some special abilities and environmental hazards, such as starvation and the long-term effects of freezing or scorching temperatures, can lead to a special condition called exhaustion. Exhaustion is measured in 6 levels. All right, so there's level 1 through 6 of exhaustion that you can accrue if exposed to the elements or something so terrible that it's bad. So first level is disadvantage on ability checks. Second is your speed halved. Third, disadvantage on attack rolls, saving throws. Fourth, your hit point max is halved. Fifth, your speed is reduced to 0. And 6 is death.
Not to get all serious.
That's lovely.
So it's kind of like the actual stages of hypothermia, but in Dungeons and Dragons form. So if you were to get caught in a blizzard without any kind of shelter, a blizzard even wearing your cold weather clothes would still potentially be able to kill you. And if for some reason you were in combat or something else like that, or caught in fire or whatever, and your clothes were no longer on you, failing those con checks can give you levels of exhaustion, which is going to be really fun to work with here in the Freljord. I think we're all going to have a pretty good time with that.
As we roll into the port here, Gus is going to go, wow, it's really cold. Look at my breath. And he's just going to breathe for like 5 minutes. It's like make a cloud above the deck of the ship.
Up from where they're leading Galio to, and it's this chain gang of literally, he's got a chain on each hand, chain on each leg, guard on each of those. They're leading him like... Remember like the old movies with the chain gangs in the prison with all them moving step and step like...
Mm-hmm.
You can hear their steps all in sequence together, and beyond that, above in the top of the village, you can hear drums. Bum, 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 da-dum, bum, 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 bum. And it's just getting louder and faster. You can feel the excitement building up. You can hear yells of triumph, and you can hear one voice rise above the rest. You deserter! Stand trial! Are all of you moving up with that?
I'm assuming this is Tryndamere.
I'm just asking if all of you are moving up with him. Or not.
I'll move up. Desert. I just came from a desert.
I'm not a desert. I just came from the desert. We're all deserters. No, I'm gonna stay further back, but watch what Galio does.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Is are you moving up in a way that you can remain with keeping Galio?
I'm within definitely a bow shot range in case things pop off here. Perfect. But I'm not trying to stick out.
Perfect.
I'm as close as I can get.
All right, that's within about 3 or 4 feet of the party, yes. And the man that you could all see, yelling deserter, looks like this.
In before Tryndamere. In before Tryndamere. Oh, look, who was right?
Oh, I have to calm my deep hatred of Tryndamere because I'm not playing against him. It's fine.
I bet you his nips are cold as shit.
Okay.
Each of you does find it quite interesting that he can live out like that. Even the rest of his village is not dressed the way he is. He's the only one that has skin exposed in like large patches, except for Galio. Galio can also live skin.
Sharp as shit sword just resting on his shoulder there.
And it is ginormous and covered in gemstones and stuff. That's right. And you can hear these brum, 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 drums, the yell, you standing trial. You see Galio walk up to the threshold where he stands with each of the 4 chain gang members. And that is where we'll end tonight's episode of League X D&D.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And we're going to get into some business the next time we come about. You thought there was a lot of roleplay today? Get ready for combat on combat on combat. Next time, unless, of course...
My body is ready.
I hope your body's ready. And I apologize that tonight there wasn't a lot of combat, if that's what you were looking for.
No.
But there was a lot of journey and travel and getting stuff done and prepared to get into the next
role-playing and
chapter.
Character development.
Yep, absolutely.
Good.
A lot of stuff going on. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Because there's at least 11 viewers like this whole night, which is freaking crazy in my opinion. So thank you to everybody that came out and that watched. Next week is there's gonna be a lot of action, a lot of excitement, a lot of braving the snow, the elements, some crazy monsters, some crazy people, and there's gonna be a lot of character development, I think, with what's going on with how Galio's treated in his own village and how his party reacts to that and what they do about it. So I'm really excited for next week. Everything should be all cool and gravy. You guys got anything to say, my guys?
Yeah, you should raid somebody instead of dropping your stream from now on.
What do you mean?
You can send all your viewers to another streamer.
Oh, yeah?
And it's called a raid on Twitch.
Yeah.
And it's common. It's like a common courtesy to do.
Cool.
When you end your stream to continue the streaming party, so to speak, onto the next one. It's also a great way to get your stream out and about and connect with other people that are in the same streaming area as you.
Yeah.
So I recommend doing that.
Cool. I will look at doing that one next time for sure.
All right.
As I learn more about how to Twitch and stuff, which I think has been a lot of fun. You know, we're getting a lot of good feedback and stuff. Anyways, guys.
There should be a button.
We'll see you next
your
time.
stream